Let's get this thing done.
It's Biden's first endorsement since leaving office last year. Atlanta's former mayor served as a senior advisor in the Biden administration. Cobb County police are trying to find a suspected child molester. He's accused in 2 molestation cases in Cobb and some in Douglas County and the city of Douglasville. Police say he's known to frequent the areas around Oak Ridge and Blair Ridge Road. Anyone with information is asked to call police. We have posted his photo on our website and the WSB radio app. President Trump is casting doubt on the latest efforts to end the war against Iran. Correspondent Linda Kenyon has the latest from the White House.
The president is turning thumbs down to Iran's latest proposal.
They want to make a deal, but I'm not satisfied with it.
Trump also rejected getting congressional approval for the war now that it's passing the 60-day mark.
But we're always in touch with Congress. But nobody's ever sought it before. Nobody's ever asked for it before. It's never been used before. Why should we be different?
Trump deemed the War Powers Act unconstitutional. It requires congressional approval for war after 60 days.
Late Georgia Congressman David Scott is honored today at the state capitol. Both of his daughters speak at the service. Dana Scott reads a selection from her father's memoir when he remembers working as a shoe shiner in New York.
And this was the start of a pattern in my life. Strangers coming into my life at significant times to help me on my journey.
A public viewing in the state capitol rotunda continues until 5 o'clock. It is now 3:03. The Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Alex Williams.
Rough start already downtown, Bill, with the brake lights glowing southbound into Midtown and downtown from the 85-400 merge. Same story on 75 south from Northside Drive. Not terrible the closer you get to I-20, but I expect that to fill in. On the west side, heads up, overturned tractor trailer shuts down the Fulton Industrial ramp to I-20 eastbound. You're going to need to go back and use Six Flags Parkway or Riverside Parkway as alternates. And over in Lithonia, stalled tractor trailer blocks the right lane 20 eastbound just past Turner Hill Road, exit 75. Those delays behind it are starting to grow back before Evans Mill Road. From the TrustDale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies and staying cool today. High 72. Rain showers arrive late this evening, continuing through the overnight hours. The rain will come to an end tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine, high 68. Staying cool and dry on Sunday. Morning lows in the 40s. Daytime highs in the upper 60s.
Right now, 65 in Roswell, 66 in Lithia Springs, and 63 in Fayetteville. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I'm your host, Eric Von Hessler. Surrounded as usual by my usually loyal, sometimes disloyal, I don't want to get into it, but they're all here. Tim Andrews is here. Autumn Fisher is here. George Clark is here. Jared Yamamoto is here. And most importantly, I'm here. Isn't that right?
Yes, you are right. You are here.
Thank you very much for confirming that. See, now I'm doing the show from home, and I don't know why this happened because it's never happened before, and it's going to freak me out. And I just have to be a pro. I have to be a pro, and I have to work right through it. Isn't that what a pro is?
That's right.
Doesn't get distracted by the stuff that's going on. But I don't do this from my home from very often, and it's got nothing to do with even people who are watching on the video, but my camera never does this where it turns everything backward, that mirror thing.
Oh, yeah.
But now it does, and so I'm looking at a background that is not it's not the same as what I'm seeing in real life, and I'm just saying, I am a pro, but people, this is freaking me out. I guess I'm just.
I do love the Windows 98 screensaver in the background.
Awesome.
That's awesome, man.
I don't know. I very quickly on YouTube put light show. This is what I got.
Do you look at that at night when you're trying to decompress and after you've eaten a gummy and just stare at it?
Yeah. It seems to be going a little too fast for the gummy stuff.
Yeah, you can slow it down a little.
It's a little bit too. No, it's on YouTube. I can't. What am I going to do? Play it?
Well, you can play it at half speed.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that when I'm doing YouTube on TV. I guess I can. But I've never, if you watch YouTube on TV, why would you ever put it in any other speed other than...
that you can watch it in slow motion if something's happening. If you're watching someone do a magic trick.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
I immediately thought Zapruder film, but of course, yes, a magic trick.
Yeah.
And maybe I'd be at home. Let's say I was bored out of my mind, and I thought to myself, I'm not just going to watch this magic trick. By the time I'm done, I'm going to know exactly how.
Yeah, see?
How did they pull this off? And then I will be really let down because up to that point, I actually thought it was magic.
Yeah, that is kind of the worst. Like when
Isn't
you
that-
really do know the way that it happens. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, why did I do that? I had more fun when
And-
I didn't know.
And then can I sue every magician because it's a lie? It's
They
false
did lie to you.
advertising.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're saying
Lying
that
is
it's
not
magic.
against the law.
Is lying not against the law?
Let's get George Stein.
Well,
right?
he'll
Is he
be
coming
here.
later.
We can ask him later for sure.
We can ask him later. Well, there's something called false advertising. Let's say I see a poster and it says, coming this Thursday to this your favorite venue, so-and-so, the magician, with 2 hours, an evening of magic with so-and-so. And I go and I purchase tickets and I go see the show. And then later on I find out that all of it had, there was practicality, the opposite of magic. It was practical. The whole thing was practical, and there
so
wasn't
disappointing.
one single moment in that guaranteed 2 hours of magic that was actually magic. This is what I want to ask George Stein. Can I sue for false advertising?
I'm going to say yes, you can sue the amazing so-and-so.
I
I'm
want
going
to
say
sue.
no because magic inherently is a deception, an illusion.
See, if they said 2 hours of illusion,
No, but
okay,
that's what magic
that's why I
is.
respect. That's why I respect the people from the 70s. Who was that big one from the 70s? I think he's died.
We talked
he
about
was-
this the other day, I think, right?
Which
was
one?
from
The guy with the
Color
curly
and-
hair?
Yeah, the guy who would levitate.
Oh, the levitator.
Whatever
Preston.
Doug Henning.
Oh, Doug Henning.
Yeah, so I believe he referred to himself as an illusionist. I can't sue him.
No.
You know, he's providing illusions. But if you tell me it's magic, I want to be able to bring the greatest mathematical scientist into the room, and he would say, "We have no physical explanation for this." This obviously comes from
Yep.
parts unknown, which, by the way, always makes for great entertainment. Whenever they say
Parts
it's
unknown.
from parts unknown. You don't know it. People always assume in wrestling that means that they're a hillbilly somewhere from up in West Virginia or Kentucky or something. Parts unknown could be from anywhere at all. You just don't know. That's the whole thing.
Even Huntsville, Alabama. Parts
Could
unknown.
could be Huntsville, Alabama.
Could be.
Actually, Huntsville is known.
Yes.
So it wouldn't be Huntsville,
scientist.
That's always the beauty of your local wrestling match. When the announcer says he's from parts unknown, you think to yourself, my goodness, does he even know the rules? Like, could he?
He's an animal.
he-
He can't speak.
Could he even be restrained if it was necessary?
I have a buddy that is doing this in Ohio, and he makes, I think it's $25 an appearance. It's like, but he loves it. He loves the entertainment aspect
wrestler?
of it. Yeah. Well, he has a real job.
Yes, I
but
know,
he-
but
Right,
is
it's
he
his
wrestling?
part-time. Well, listen, I don't think you need to tell us he has a real job. You just told us he makes $25 a
An
match.
appearance.
we have a whole text thread about it, and he'll send like pictures of it. I can't remember his stage name, but it's impressive. Like the fact that the moves that he does and the pain that is inflicted upon
Sure.
him just to get paid like
But
$25.
$25
And is this like high
Love
school
of the game.
gymnasiums, that
Yeah,
kind of circuit?
yeah.
So why don't you find his name?
I will.
Because, this is the kind of thing where we could take our audience and we could turn him, I would think, at that level into, I would hope, with our audience and the known
Superstar.
interest in wrestling from our audience, that we could turn this guy into the biggest dude in his circuit, and then surely he'd get up to like $35.
One would hope, right?
Listen, it's May Day. I want to do some good for
Did
the
you
labor
go to a
force.
protest?
No, I did not go. This is like our only socialist holiday, right? It's our labor holiday.
Correct.
Yes.
So it's not a socialist holiday, but if most of the people who are really into the holiday had their way, we'd have more socialism. Am I wrong? I think it's
Oh, for sure.
yeah. So this is the day that most of Jared's friends, they call this Christmas. May Day. For most of Jared's millennial socialist friends, what are your socialist friends doing? I mean, I imagine they're doing the whole no kings thing, but let's say that, Biden was president or somebody else. What would they be doing on your average May Day, be out there pushing the big socialist cause.
You know,
yes. Do they ever invite you? Is my second question.
They used to invite me. A lot of them have now have young families now, so they dress their kids up and take them to these little protests. But as of now, I haven't heard anything about the local May Day protests here in Atlanta. I haven't heard anything.
So
yet.
I imagine it's going to be kind of like a knock on to the No Kings thing at this point. But absent of that, I'd like to. So, what's happened with your friends' children? Did they express some sort of political point of view? So, I mean, these are your friends. Surely they wouldn't be indoctrinating their children to their own political.
Oh, of
views.
course. Hey, just wait till Uncle Jared gets a little bit more in their
Parents
lives.
have always
Jared.
done that with religion.
Of course, absolutely. And what is the difference between politics and religion these days?
Not
Is there
much.
much of a difference? I don't think there is much of a difference. So maybe there's never been much of a difference. I don't know. Maybe we're not so different. You know, everybody lives in their times and thinks, oh, well, it's going downhill. But maybe we're just, no, wait a minute. I thought about it. No, these are different. We are going downhill.
I always knew Jesus was a wig.
WHIG wig.
Yes, exactly.
Well, now he's a Republican. Haven't you talked to Pete Hegseth?
Yes.
Pete Hegseth is convinced that Jesus is a Republican.
Yes.
And I don't mean just a Republican of I favor these policies. I mean voting Republican because he hates Democrats.
Yes.
If you got into Pete Hegseth's mind, I was going to say if you put truth serum into him, but no, he might mention it at the next press conference. Of his own volition, possibly. Pete Hegseth has never doubted the fact, and no one else should, I believe, that Jesus Christ, of course, is a registered Republican. And you know what? When it comes to early voting, he can vote anytime he wants.
That's right. Well, he could go through time and space and
do it all, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess really, it's an indictment on the Republican Party that they don't win every election. If they have Jesus Christ on their side, you would think that it just wouldn't be a contest at all. But I guess the devil has his day, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Time to time. That's just how Pete Hegseth sees a Democrat victory. I bet you he goes back
A demon-crat.
works on his 7th or 8th scotch for that day, and just sits back and tells his friend, well, the devil wins every once in a while, because that's what it's all about. Angels and devils. And Pete Hegseth knows who he is. Just ask him. He'll tell you. He's one of the good ones. Jesus wakes up every day and just says, I got to watch that Pete Hegseth. He's my best soldier.
This guy's got something.
This guy, I don't know. I've never thought about retirement, and I've never thought about
maybe.
needing an heir, but possibly
to
this guy.
Maybe I need to make room for the next, me.
Exactly. And hey, it's never going to happen, but if it were, this guy Pete Hegseth, he would definitely take it over. There's no doubt that Jesus agrees with Pete Hegseth that Pete Hegseth is the greatest Christian and patriotic American that's ever been born. I don't think there's any doubt in anybody's mind, is there?
No, of course not.
At this point.
Look at him.
So it is May Day. Did anybody get out there? Were there big... For some reason, I just see whatever May Day protests.
I went out and had
Usually
barbecue.
No Kings.
I went out and
What?
had barbecue for lunch.
Uh-huh.
And then I ran into David Cross at Publix. That was the extent of my May Day celebration.
Oh, really? Well, if David Cross isn't marching, I don't think...
No, I believe he was having lunch with his sister.
Okay, so maybe he was...
Does his
did
sister
you
live
did
here?
you bother David Cross?
Yes, I did, but I didn't embarrass myself like the first time. Yes, she does live here.
That's so cool.
I saw him walking.
He's from here. He was born
Yeah,
here.
he's from
I
Roswell.
didn't know that.
I saw him come out. I was coming out of the Publix and I saw him, and I really like him. And I didn't want. And I've met so many people in this industry, and I never get nervous, but I was nervous. I just went, "Hey, man, I just want to say I'm a big fan and nice to see you." And then I said hello to his sister, who I know, and tangentially. And then I kept walking, and I felt immediate embarrassment because I'm like, "I like you."
I know. It seems so stupid.
I know.
What
Like
did
nobody's
he say?
ever said that to
He
him
said,
before.
"Thanks, man. It's nice to meet you." And,
Okay, then
yeah.
great. Then it was a
This
good
was-
interaction.
I didn't ask
This
for a
was
picture
today?
or an autograph. Yeah, about
Good.
2 hours ago.
I'm
Yeah.
proud of you because you're usually a jock sniffer.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you don't.
No, he's not.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. He's got more pictures of himself
That's
with
not
celebrities.
jock sniffing.
Yes, it is.
No, I don't think so.
I
Especially
don't-
when it's a celebrity. If it was like his boss, then yeah.
Listen, I'm so disturbed today. I'm still hung up on the disloyalty comment at the beginning of the show. This is how it affected me meeting him today. giving me anxiety. Did I act like a fool? Was I an idiot?
No, I was just joking around with the disloyalty.
Loyalty
the people in charge complaining these days in 2026
All
about
right.
disloyalty
Fine.
amongst their
Then I will just
amongst their subjects.
I will leave my anxiety focused on God.
Leave
did I
your
embarrass
you know
myself
what?
in front
Yes.
of David Cross again.
Yeah, go back to that.
No, I was drunk the first time. This time,
Okay. That's different.
Yeah, David Cross has a. If people, I'm sure most people know who he is, but he was on Arrested Development and Mr. Show and all that. He's got a new. Is it on Netflix? I was only able to watch like the first 15
on
minutes.
YouTube.
Not because I didn't want to watch more. I just was able to get that much in, and I had to go do something. And I thought it was very funny.
Yeah,
what I saw.
sneaker bit. You collect sneakers? F you.
what is it? YouTube? Did you say
It was on YouTube, yeah.
Oh, so he's putting it out himself.
It's that 800-pound gorilla. They put him out
Okay.
first for fans to buy or rent, and then they dump them on the 800-pound gorilla channel.
You know what I liked him what I saw is that he has the confidence on stage to allow some silence to happen.
Yes.
Because he opens up with a bit where he reads, I think, from a text chain that he went back and forth with, and there's a moment there where he's talking, and then he turns around and he slowly puts his reading glasses on and saunters over to the table where his notes are, picks up his notes, and like I would dissolve.
Yeah.
I would dissolve in front of a crowd, so worried that I was going to lose them in that ridiculous 20 seconds. Or
Yes,
something.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but he had it.
Yeah.
He didn't care. He just did it.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. It's a beautiful thing when someone is on stage and they're not like the way that I am wherever I do anything in front of people, which is just, to me, every 15 seconds there has to be a beat, or 10 seconds, or I have to hear the audience, or I have to be acknowledged. Yeah, I know we're here, Eric, but I know that you need us every 15 seconds to acknowledge that we want to be here. So, so I just have great respect for people who can be on stage and just allow some moments to go by, because that's confidence in your material.
Yes.
That it's all going to work. And from what I saw, it did. I got to watch the rest of it. And in comedy, I have a lot of hang-ups when it comes to humor, I think. I just have a lot of hang-ups.
Yeah, I was going to say full stop. Just
Yeah,
hang up.
but I also, that extends out to humor. And so this morning, because I wasn't there yesterday, I texted in the group text thread, I'll be doing the show today from home. And then Autumn answered with, I will too. I will be doing this. Me too. Right. And I thought that was funny. So I gave the old ha-ha. Is it, what are they called? Not emojis, but.
Yeah, what are those things? Those like little
what are-
reaction things that you can do?
Yeah. I guess reactions.
Yeah,
That's the best way to
reactions.
put it. So I hit the ha-ha button. And because I wanted Autumn to know that I thought that was genuinely funny. But I have to tell you, I always feel like really stupid whenever I hit a ha-ha on somebody's text. I just feel dumb. I can't help it. To me, ha-ha.
Hang-ups.
I don't know. I just, this is one of my hang-ups. I avoid it so much. I love the thumbs up. I love the thumbs up because the thumbs up says, I saw it.
Roger.
I got you.
Roger.
Acknowledged.
That's 10-4. It has this sort of militaristic, got your message kind of thing. But ha-ha, just to me, is so, I don't know. I can't put it into words. Below me, I think, is what I'm thinking. Is I'm above it. Childish.
Well, how are you supposed to convey that it made you laugh?
You
have to
know.
type out, that made me laugh. And that.
Or haha, write it out.
I do
Ha-ha.
both.
I was going to write, you do both? You hit the ha-ha thing, and then you also say ha-ha in the
No,
text?
I alternate. Or I'll use the crying laughter emoji if something is super funny.
Yeah.
Oh, hadn't thought about the crying laughter emoji.
That's a good
Didn't
one.
think that one got up to crying laughter, though.
Yeah.
I got to
Oh,
tell
no,
you. I thought it was
shouldn't.
funny.
It doesn't deserve that.
But haha is acceptable.
Absolutely.
Ha-ha is acceptable, but it seems like, I don't know, it seems to me like that's what people who have no sense of humor would say. Ha-ha.
Do you not like the little sound when you give that reaction in a text thread? Your phone makes a kind of a cool sound in that thread.
It
Do you not?
does?
Oh, it
Yeah.
does? I
My
always
phone
have
goes
it.
like-
Mine's off.
Yeah,
Mine's
never
always
on.
off.
Yeah, mine too.
even if it's like, I guess, on just vibrate, it makes kind of like a unique sound with the haha button, or you open up and
Really?
somebody's
Oh,
reacted
I've never
to.
heard heard it.
Yeah,
George,
that's right.
can you look that up on YouTube or something? Is that captured somewhere?
Yeah.
Or is this guy just saying things?
I promise.
That, are words just falling out of his face and they have no meaning? That's what I want to know.
I promise. It makes a little noise that's unique to it.
Seth Rogen.
That's the Seth Rogen.
It does it for 10 minutes.
And I'm realizing this first break, I got to hit some other kind of light show. That thing is. I'm not prone to epilepsy, but my goodness, that thing is just moving way too fast.
Dude,
and I recognize
tripping hard right now.
I recognize that most people are not seeing it, so I'm trying to be a pro through the fact that my camera's doing the mirror thing, and that drives me crazy. But it doesn't it doesn't make me feel like an idiot, like hitting the ha-ha thing. So
Okay.
I think I'm all right. Also, as long as we're doing these
the
little
ha-ha
things,
blues.
I got the ha-ha blues. There you go. Name of the show right there. Podcast name right there. The ha-ha blues. I think it's a good indication that it's going to be a good show whenever we're able to come up with the name of the podcast version within the first segment.
Normally, we're allowed to leave after that if we come up
Yeah.
with a name in the first seg.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Inflation. So now you got to
Oh.
stay.
Okay.
So everything, I don't know if you've noticed lately, but
Oh yeah, I've noticed.
things are going up. So this is another thing that it just sort of annoys the hell out of me, because I've got this whole thing about AI and how these people lie all the time. But they lie about things that they just lie all the time. For instance, I don't pay for Grok. I pay for ChatGPT, and like an idiot, I got sucked into the whole Anthropic Claude thing a couple months ago, and so I'm paying for two of them, but the lowest tier. But I mess around with a bunch of them to see which is better on any given day, and so I sometimes use Grok, and so Grok every once, because all these companies are just burning cash, and they need more people to be paying, and so rather than saying, hey, you know what, you've gotten a free ride, this I would appreciate. Hey, you know what? You've gotten a free ride for a while. You need to pay up if you want Grok to give you any more answers. But instead, it does this thing where it says, we're at capacity. Or, we're overloaded right now. And at least at this level, we've got too many people on Grok that at this level on the free tier. So we can't do anything with you. And this has happened a couple times. And if you just walk away and don't use it for a few days and you come back, it's right there for you, But it always says, hey, you could become, you could sign up for Super Grok.
Yeah.
Super Grok.
First of all, why the hell would I do that when I'm smart enough to know that Elon Musk has said that the first round of training was a failure. We're going to retrain Grok. This is the time I'm going to open my wallet.
Grok has been iffy all week long.
Yeah?
And
Well, they're retraining it, so
Yeah.
I don't know how much that affects it.
and I'm not giving him any money, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I
but
have fallen in love with Claude.
Yeah, you're a big fan of Claude. Well,
Yep, I'm
woke
leaving
AI.
Marlo behind.
oh my goodness.
I
You
know.
Breaking up with Marlo?
You broke up with the old ChatGPT Marlo.
Yes, I broke up with her. I am not paying for her anymore.
Oh,
I'm only
wow.
paying for Cloud, my new
Was
my
there
new friend,
a,
Cloud.
Well, I know how you are, and it might be possible, I'm just speculating here, that you thought, well, Anthropic is standing up to the Trump administration, and I like that. So I'm going to go with
I
them.
don't
But
know
okay, well, they've
anything
folded.
about it.
Ever since, I just want you to know they've folded.
Oh, they did?
I
Oh,
believe
really?
that I believe that every AI company is, as of today, is on board with the language in the Pentagon that says can be used for any legal means. Which, well, no, that's
so I should
fine.
stop looking
it's
up
just
murder, like.
no. They
advice.
mean the Pentagon they could use it for anything that they're allowed to do in war.
Oh,
Meaning,
okay.
and there's an argument as to whether or not they're allowed to allow automated machines to make the decision to shoot at somebody.
Oh, I see. So
that
I'm
was
in the
the
clear,
issue.
so I can keep looking that up.
You can personally, yeah.
Yeah.
Then, as long as you don't, it's not illegal that if it was illegal to
can't ask a
inquire
question.
about murders, half of the housewives in America would be in jail if
right.
you go by what their favorite podcasts are. So,
Can I not be curious
hey, you can
About
be curious.
how to get
You can be
away with,
curious.
say, killing someone.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I think they probably won't stop you there. The problem is if you get caught, it can now be used against you in court. So,
I'll just go in incognito mode. That works, right?
As a friend, we're friends, right?
How do I make a chemical weapon?
Yeah.
Incognito protects you from the entire government at all times.
All right. Well, cool.
As a friend, you consider me a friend, I hope. I just want to be the one to tell you, I think it's time. I think it's time for you to put your murdering ways behind you.
Get any size air conditioner for $69.99 a month, 0 down, an unbeatable lifetime warranty, and ask about clean air upgrades. Visit reliableair.com to book your free estimate today.
Life is a circle. At Emory Healthcare, this circle contains the first breakthroughs that bend fear toward hope, echoes that become second chances, love regained, tomorrow reclaimed. Emory is driven by firsts because second chances matter to keep life's circle moving forward. Emory Healthcare, the front line of care, the forefront of discovery. Visit emoryhealthcare.org/discover.
Hey, this is that Rick Jackson spot.
Too often, criminal illegals commit sick, violent crimes. Do that when I'm governor, and you'll end up deported or departed.
Dang, I know, right?
What do you have, sugar?
I'll take the meatloaf and Rick Jackson for governor.
He's something, ain't he?
He's tough.
Yeah, no tolerance for criminal illegals, no DEI.
No covering up for do-nothing career politicians either.
You know, Jackson came from nothing and built one of the biggest businesses in Georgia.
Now he wants to cut the income tax in half and freeze property taxes.
Yeah, but not for deadbeats.
Listen, I love this part.
No more free rides for people who refuse to work. You want to sit on your butt, binge watch Netflix, and scarf down Cheetos? Do it with your own money.
Be still my heart.
Bingo.
Amen to that.
Rick Jackson for Georgia, not a career politician. Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter for RJ's Auto Body Plus. Now, listen, here's a scenario. This happens every day in Atlanta. A person gets in a wreck, you file a claim with your insurance, then the insurance steers you to their preferred auto body shop for an estimate. It's a short list. They do this because these places are in bed with the insurance companies. They work with the insurance companies to cut corners on your repairs. Do not do this. If you get sick, do you go where your insurance company tells you to go? If you are hurt in an accident, do you go to an attorney where your insurance company tells you to go? No, you go where you're going to get the best care for you. RJ's Auto Body Plus works in your best interest, not the insurance company. Better service, better parts, and paint. And in most cases, a more timely manner. They'll even come get your car and tow it in. Family owned in Marietta, Georgia by my friends Jeff and Edith. Search RJ's Auto Body Plus or 770-955-5020.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. Get free delivery during online deal days, plus $30 off your first online order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James. Your accident attorneys.
Hurt in a crash? Call the attorneys at Sweet James, 800-9-million, and sweetjames.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story, Georgia will not be redrawing voting maps for this year's elections after a Supreme Court ruling limiting the use of the Voting Rights Act. Governor Kemp says it's too late in the election process with early voting already underway. Kennesaw State political science professor Kerwin Swint says the governor is hinting he may call lawmakers back to draft new maps for the 2028 races.
If a number of states do that between
between now and 2028. And Republicans could pick up around 15 seats heading into 2028.
Swint says Southwest Georgia's 2nd congressional district will likely be the focus of Republican lawmakers during the redistricting process. A rally is held at KIPP Atlanta Collegiate High School today, calling on the community to come together in finding 16-year-old Benjamin Braithwaite. Principal Arthur Washington says the teenager's been missing since Monday.
He has a large group of people. His tribe, his family at KIPP Atlanta Collegiate really loves him and miss him, and we want to see him come home safe.
The Atlanta airport is also calling for help. One of the airport's employees is the boy's mother. President Trump is informing Congress he does not need its authorization for military operations in Iran at this juncture. The president's letter today comes on the 60-day mark for the decades-old War Powers Resolution, which says U.S. forces must be removed from conflict if Congress has not yet authorized the war. Trump says he ordered a ceasefire on April 7th, and the hostilities have terminated since that time. A popular music streaming service says it's trying to crack down on music generated by artificial intelligence.
Spotify now says it's going to hand out special verification check marks to artists on the platform, intended to distinguish human-made music from AI-generated content. The company says it's taking into account signifiers of human behavior, like whether the band in question has tour dates or a social media presence.
Mike Dubusky reports Spotify says it'll be a slow rollout, meaning you won't necessarily see a green check mark right away. It is now 3:32 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Alex Williams.
Hey, Bill, slow go of it this Friday afternoon as you head into Midtown and downtown with I-75 southbound delays starting around Moores Mill, 400 around Lenox. The brake lights are going to stick with you as you travel 75-85 southbound past Georgia Tech. Not any better northbound with that slow ride starting at Langford Parkway up to Freedom Parkway. Still dealing with this overturned tractor-trailer crash on the west side, blocking the Fulton Industrial Boulevard ramp to I-20 eastbound. You're going to need to go back, consider using Riverside Parkway to access I-20 eastbound and make your way over to that west side perimeter, then into West Atlanta. From the TrustDale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies and rather cool through the afternoon, high 72. Rain showers will arrive later this evening, continuing overnight and tapering off early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, sunshine returns, highs in the upper 60s. A cool start for Sunday morning, lows in the mid-40s. Sunshine through the afternoon, high 66.
Right now, 64 in Kennesaw, 64 in Lithonia, and 66 in Hapeville. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Fall in love with Terrifying Jewelry's amazing collection of designer brands such as Roberto Coin, De Beers Forever Mark Diamonds, and their collection of fine Swiss watches from Rolex, Tudor, and Tag Heuer. Treat yourself and your loved ones to a special gift from Terrifying Jewelry Company in Beaufort.
Whether you need an AC repair to get your system running again, a tune-up to get you ready for the season, or a new heating and air system installed, call Jape Services. Hi, I'm Daniel Jape, and at Jape Services, we're a family-run business, and I personally guarantee you'll be treated just like family. With upfront pricing, clear communication, and service from licensed professionals who respect your time and show up when they say they will. Visit japeservices.com.
You can count on us. Jape Services.
Avoid the headaches of a traditional home sale and move on your timeline with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. No showings, no open houses, just a simple, stress-free way to sell your home. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
Morgan & Morgan Atlanta, 191 Peach Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Thou Pound Law. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
All right, let's just go ahead and deal with this. Jared Yamamoto. It's not a sports station or a sports show. But
that's a great game.
Yeah, you remember, I think it was a few before the last game, I said to you, not on the air, Jared, I think as we were walking out the door, maybe I said it on the air, that I had a feeling that the Atlanta Hawks' 2 victories had awakened a sleeping giant. Do you remember that conversation?
I do, and I agreed with you.
You did. I think you agreed with me, but I don't think either of us saw what was coming in these last 2 games.
No. What happened last night was just an unbelievable offensive surge by the Knicks, and I mean, credit to them. I mean, they may be the best team
Credit
now.
to them.
Yeah, I mean,
they
seriously.
won the game 140 to 89.
I mean,
I think the score.
Oh my gosh!
I think the score. What was it at halftime? Was it like 63 to?
It may as well have been a billion,
28 or something?
to 10. It was over at halftime, and I mean.
Now, look, this is the day. Hold on now, Jared. I know you're Mr. Bright Eyes, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm proud of this Atlanta Hawks run, and I'm hoping, I have my fingers crossed, that that unlike other years in the offseason, they're not going to say, hey, that was a good run, and do very little. Hopefully they can say, hey, that run shows us that we've got potential. We need to add now. That's my. But today is the day to be negative. After a 140 to 89 game, even though I'm with you and I know that you are more than me optimistic about the future, there are certain days to be negative toward a team.
You know,
and this would be the day to go, you know what, maybe we weren't the best team on the court and maybe we weren't going to win this whole thing, but that was an embarrassment.
Listen, so I can understand. Basically, the entire internet has gone negative on the Hawks about things. My approach is different. You know, we were in 11th place back in February and made it all the way to 6th.
I just gave you all that. I gave you all that. I'm saying. And you're telling me what I told you.
Hear me out. This is where I think the Hawks need to look very carefully at Atlanta history here. So in 2019, the Atlanta
back to the Civil War? Or
yeah,
no,
Sherman was marching through.
This swath to Savannah.
Dear Bessie.
This is very recent. Atlanta.
The New Yorkers had our number on the day.
Knickerbockers. Strapped up
those wily Knickerbockers.
Go
ahead, Jay.
In Atlanta sports lore, in 2019, the Atlanta Braves had a very young core and made it to Game 5 in a first-round elimination playoff game. They ended up allowing 10 runs in the first inning of that game, and the game was over before it started. It was much like last night. 2 years later, the core of that Braves team ended up winning a World Series.
The core. But there were additions over those 2 years.
Yes, and I think for the Hawks, what they have to do is focus in on the core that they have. They have some great talent there, and there is a lot of money that we can spend, but the future is very bright for this Hawks team. You can't let one game define how great they played.
I'm not defining
it,
and I hope that you're correct. I'm with you. I hope that what we saw was from, about the second half of the season rolling through was the beginning of what the Atlanta Hawks are becoming. But, they deserve one day of, not wanting to turn on the radio or television when they get back home at all.
I'm proud
It's like a week. I am too. Why are you not hearing that I am too? I'm just saying that you have to feel the pain. You have to feel the pain. If you are a member of the Atlanta Hawks or the front office or associated in any way, you got to I'm not watching TV or listening to anything on radio for the next 14 days until I decompress from this, because rightfully I know that I'm going to be lampooned, or we're going to be lampooned, or people are going to say that we suck and all that kind of stuff.
There's a lot,
you can't, Jared. You can't go straight from a pounding like that to not even 24 hours later to I love you. Come on, no, they got to feel that pain, because that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing, even though they weren't the better team.
After seeing the potential that the Knicks have as just a team, I am encouraged that the Hawks were able to even take 2 games against them. And while everybody's going negative, I'm proud of them, and I'm going to stick with them. I'm
just for 72 hours. You got to go negative for like 72
not this time.
hours.
It's different.
They got to feel it's not proper if they don't feel like they let Jared Yamamoto down.
Right.
They have to feel that.
I think I was so
even
numb.
though we all know all the other stuff.
I think I was so numb. And if I have to give one benefit of a blowout loss like that, is that at halftime,
find the benefit, Jared.
I'm telling you.
Find the benefit.
If there is one benefit of a blowout loss like that, is I was already able to get my mind into off-season mode at halftime. So I'm like, you know what? Here's what we need to build. Here's who we need to get rid of.
Here's a festival I'm going to go to very soon. Christina and I are going to enjoy ourselves.
Hey, the Braves have got the best record in all of baseball right now. We're good.
I believe that. I did not expect that. And I'm not really watching it. I'm just seeing it. And you guys know baseball obviously better than me. Is there another shoe about to drop? Is there some reason for this? Are other teams going to catch up naturally and they just have injuries? Like, is this real? That's what I'm asking. Is this real?
I think the issue was Brian Snitker. Brian Snitker, great manager, obviously won us the World Series in 2021. And I think that he had an old school approach to managing a bunch of young guys. You got Walt Weiss in there. Walt Weiss is a little bit younger. He has proven to be much more.
You went negative on your World Series coach there pretty quickly.
Well,
the Hawks are getting nothing but love after that pounding. But you're like, it's the guy who brought us a World Series. It's his fault.
I believe Jared did receive a gift from the Hawks.
Yeah, I did.
Well, so there might be another factor
that's
weighing
right.
into this
Didn't
positivity.
you? Yeah. That's true. What did you win? What was it you won?
So it ended up. I won.
The nicest fan award.
I won I won a Hawks jersey, but then they went above and beyond and they got it signed for me by Jalen Johnson. So congratulations. I mean, thank you again to the.
Did you ask for that?
Yeah, sorry. No, I'm saying. Sorry, there's so many people. I was so happy that the Hawks were able to accommodate and make it and sign it for me. It was a really heartfelt gift, and even though yesterday was tough, the gift has nothing to do with how I feel.
That's
about
why you're shilling.
No,
all right, we understand.
Not at all. This is the 2019 Braves.
Jared, this is one thing you don't understand, and the Braves. That's just tremendous. If I could ever find out where they are on TV, I'm going to start watching them. I have no idea where they are on TV.
The Braves channel.
Where are they on most nights on television?
Braves
That's the
Vision.
problem. I missed the third game of the Hawks series because I assumed that it was on Amazon because that's where I watched the first two. And then it wasn't. It's just like, do they not? I'm not talking about just the basketball, but all of the leagues and associations. I mean, it's not, people aren't, like, we have to have a guide. Oh, tonight they're on this channel, and tomorrow
it is
they're
strange.
over there. Yeah, it's like
Do they not want people to know where they are?
I think the money is selling yourself as much as possible and selling as many packages to as many outlets as possible, and it brings more money to the overall, association or league. But I think I might be forgetting about people. I genuinely wanted to watch Game 3. And I couldn't find it, and I didn't. I'm not going to spend 30 minutes looking for it. I think I even went online and I just looked for a little bit. Like, I don't know, I can't find this, so I ended up not seeing it. So I think the leagues have to watch out for that. I know that they make more money because they sell a package, right? They sell X number of games.
It doesn't really matter if people are watching it. It's just that they've sold the package.
Well, yeah, because that's how you pay the players, and that's how you pay
but it doesn't
everybody.
matter if that but I guess they wouldn't be able to sell the package anymore if people aren't watching that.
Well, the problem with these packages, they tend to be, I don't know, Jared, aren't they usually like 3 years? So
typically, yeah. And I think though what I struggled with this series specifically, like with the TV coverage, was you had the first couple of games on Amazon, then you had the games 3 and 4, I believe, were Peacock, and the last night's game was on ESPN/ABC. The commentators, because they're not following the series from game 1 all the way through.
It's all new to them.
It's all new, and they made some comments like early in the game where they're surprised that the Hawks and Knicks were being chippy with each other. And I'm like, This has been going on the entire series. They've been physical. Dyson Daniels got kicked out, and they were surprised that he got kicked out of the game. And I'm like, no, they've been chippy the entire time. And if you had been covering it from the beginning, you would have known.
I thought when Charles Barkley said it's going to be a bad night for Jared Yamamoto.
Jared, he's going to end up being real sad, and I'm sorry to hear about that, Jared. Clean your car, dude.
There is the audio for Charles. I've always gotten this feeling that even though he lives here, Charles Barkley cannot stand the Hawks organization.
Yeah, I think he's hard on him. This was pretty.
Go ahead.
This was funny.
Lake Lanier's a nice place.
I was thinking the same thing.
Senor Francis. Hey, Lake Lanier. The Hawks are coming, Lake Lanier. No Cancun, Lake Lanier.
He seems to enjoy. He's always seemed to. Remember, he said the Hawks are too boring years ago.
Yeah,
they'll never be a good team. Maybe it's just tough love, something along those lines.
We're gonna be okay.
Oh, sure. Oh, see, ladies. Hey, you know what? Every Hawk.
He's Mr. Brightside.
Why don't you? You need to find Jared Yamamoto's number, and if you're not having a good day, you need to call Jared Yamamoto, and he'll let you know. He'll let you know that God still loves you, Atlanta still loves you, and the Hawks are on the rise.
Hey, you know WSB gets you around Atlanta with our triple team traffic.
Now we've got $1,000 to fuel your ride. It's WSB's A Grand for Gas.
Listen for the keyword at 8, 10, 12, 2, and 5.
You'll have 30 minutes to enter that keyword at WSBRadio.com or the WSB Radio app.
One lucky listener wins a grand for gas. Your next chance to win is at 5. WSB's A Grand for Gas. From the station that gets you where you want to go. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's free gas station.
Is your air conditioning system ready to answer the challenge of the hot and humid days we know are coming? Take advantage of this great offer from Ragsdale Heating and Air. Right now, you could take up to $1,700 off a new Carrier Home Comfort system, and that includes Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty on your new system. Ragsdale's the name I know you can trust for all your heating, air, plumbing, electrical, and insulation needs, too. They have a 4.9 Google rating and over 11,000 reviews. Go to RagsdaleAir.com or call them. Ragsdale is the name I know you can trust.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL every weekend right here. Get more at retireatlradio.com. And Aaron, there are some adults that work with the big box firms, and they think to themselves, I feel like some of my needs aren't being met, or there are opportunities that they could be missing. So what would you tell that person that's thinking about getting that second opinion, thinking about making the call, but they just haven't yet?
Mark, what I would say to that person who thought about it or wanted to last year but didn't is why? Why didn't you? Let's get real here. Whether you're in your car driving or you're at your office, however you're listening to this, take a second or write this down or make a mental note. Why didn't you execute on that thought? That thought that you had, that feeling that you had about getting a second opinion, you didn't follow up with that. What's the reason? A lot of times we find people are intimidated by, I don't want to be transparent. I feel like if I admit where I'm at, I'm admitting failure or something along those lines. And let me just make the bridge to you right now. We aren't going to judge you if you wish you were at X, but you're only at Y. There's no shame in saying, I'm not where I want to be and I want to get there. That should be applauded. If anything, you're going to get applause from us because it's like the human condition, right? Life on earth, to raise your hand and say, I need some help. I'd like to get this thing shored up and I'm willing to tell you the truth about where I'm at to get there. That takes courage. It takes some guts. I respect that regardless of where you are, to say I'm willing to open myself up to that sort of conversation. That should be applauded.
To receive a personalized second opinion of your financial future from the team at the Vincent Financial Group, we invite you to call today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com. And join us for Retire ATL every weekend right here. And it's all powered by the Vincent Financial Group. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Selling your old car on your own can be a nightmare. Shelley Winter here. I know you don't want to deal with placing ads, prepping the vehicle, meeting potential buyers, and negotiating. Save yourself a lot of time and stress by simply donating your vehicle to Cars for Kids. It's so easy, and you'll get a tax receipt for your charitable donation, a vacation voucher, and painless removal of your car. Go to carsforkids.org today. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a super fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. But wait, there's more. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be switching to an American wireless company that's committed to keeping 100% of its customer service in this country. I appreciate that. In fact, that's why I switched. I also appreciate the way they support our vets and our skilled workforce. Dial pound 250, say micro, and get unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. That's pound 250 micro. Stop paying twice what you need to pay for the service you want and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Well, I haven't heard it yet, but my understanding is lickety-split. After in the opening segment I said that it embarrasses me, intrinsically embarrassed, whenever I, in a text thread, when I think somebody's been funny, and I have to hit that ha-ha response. It just seems so childish and absurd, and I only do it when I feel like there's no other choice. And I did it today because Autumn said something funny on the text thread, and I just said, you know what, Eric, this is going to pain you, but you're going to have to let her know through a ha-ha response. And you're just going to have to live with that intrinsic embarrassment that comes along with it. But my understanding is that the crack doctrine...
I got them high blue,
Talking about me. I feel like a fool.
It was a witty ripost, so replies I peruse. Don't wanna look stupid. I got them high blues.
One more line, that's
Oh,
Used to give them a thumbs up every text that I'd view, but I'm changing my game up. Still got them high blues.
So I'm taking it to the weekend with me. The old ha-ha blues.
It's amazing how good that sounds.
It does sound really
I know.
good.
That's why, when you hear stuff like that and you can turn a song around that quickly and put it on a major radio show such as this, that's when you know that AI is going to kill us all and the earth doesn't need us anyway. So,
Buy more tokens.
Buy more tokens. How many tokens do you think it took to come up with that witty novelty song?
I don't know. I feel bad now.
They say it takes, so it's 4 characters per token.
Okay.
So the amount of words in there. And then I don't even know what, because there's the other stuff, right? Generating the music, going and finding what blues music to steal from all the learning that it's done. Where do I go steal this? Although the blues is always kind of the same, right? So
yes.
Well, at least it wasn't that.
Yeah, that's true. Which one is, I always hear the term 12-bar blues. Is that what we were just listening to?
I don't know.
I never really look it up. I just always hear, it's a 12-bar blues. And I
it's
never
hard to
really,
make it out to the library and look things up.
I had ChatGPT write the prompt. It says stripped down Delta blues, finger-picked acoustic guitar, bottleneck slide,
nice.
raw gravelly vocal, but it doesn't say.
Yeah. George, look up exactly the definition of 12-bar blues, because it's one of those terms that I just act like I know what it means every time I read it and see it or somebody says it.
But you know really enough about it that it's like you can get what it means, but you don't know exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine that what goes 12 bars?
Maybe it's like before there's...
That's right. Yeah.
Jared on the belt line.
That's right.
The 12-bar blues.
Maybe it's that it goes 12...
well, it's going to be beats.
Counts of 4. No, 12 counts of 4 to get to like a chorus or to a
or 3 counts
thing.
of 4. 3 counts of 4 to 12, right?
It's a musical structure consisting of 12 measure chord progression that repeats.
Okay, well, I guess I'm not a musician.
So.
It uses a specific consistent pattern of 3 chords arranged to create tension and resolution, typically following an AAB lyrical structure over 4 beat measures. So I
that's
still
why
don't
they say
know exactly what it is. But
3 chords and the truth. I guess that's where that comes from. Because the blues players would give you the truth. Like they would know they have a gig that night, and their wife or girlfriend would leave them, and just a couple hours later, they'd be on stage with free chords and the truth, telling you about how they got the blues.
She left
I can't
me.
stand her, but she left me. All right. Do we have some traffic information here? Oh, no, we don't do that until 4:15. I get a little knocked out of my my comfort zone when I'm doing it from home. That's
You're good,
okay.
Eric. By the way, that AI song, probably about 50 to 100 AI tokens.
Look at that. 50 to 100. Let's just settle on 75.
Hey, that was our exit. We're gonna miss the first pitch.
Just gotta make a stop at Kroger. I promised I'd bring nachos.
Nice. You have the Upside app too, right?
Upside? What's that?
Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you buy groceries. And they just added Kroger stores in Atlanta.
Wait, I can get money back just for buying groceries?
Yep. And right now, you can get an extra $10 bonus on your first Kroger trip with the app. That's up to $25 cash back on one grocery run.
Even this Kroger store right here?
Yes. Now pull over. Let's get some cash back on those nachos.
Upside is now available for Kroger stores in the Atlanta area. Download the free Upside app and use promo code ATL7 to get a $10 bonus on your first purchase at Kroger. That's promo code ATL7 to get a $10 bonus. Remember, use promo code ATL7.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
You want to know why you should call the accident attorneys at Sweet James if you're hurt in a crash? Check this out. Sweet James' client riding his motorcycle on the freeway. Car crossed into his lane, knocked him off his bike. His accident left him with fractures and spinal injuries, needing multiple surgeries. He called Sweet James. Here's what happened next. The attorneys at Sweet James stepped in, fought back, and delivered a win of $2.25 million. They can't guarantee the outcome. Results vary, but experience matters. If you're hurt in a wreck, call the accident attorneys at Sweet James for a free case review at 800-9-million, 800-900-0000, and sweetjames.com. Pay nothing until they win.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. Do you have a plumbing issue but have a busy weekday schedule? Superior Plumbing can schedule an appointment that fits your schedule. They show up on time and get the job done right the first time. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story, President Trump says the fighting in Iran has terminated. His letter to Congress today comes on the 60-day mark since the start of the war. White House correspondent Selena Wang reports that's the deadline for the war powers resolution, when a president must get congressional approval to continue hostilities.
President Trump in this letter, as well as his administration officials, have been arguing that this 60-day clock doesn't apply to them. The president writing in this letter that, quote, the hostilities have terminated as part of this broader argument that the ceasefire that started on on April 7th has essentially paused the clock here.
Drivers feel the impact of the war with rapidly rising gas prices.
Don't even want to think about the whole cost of filling up my tank.
It just keeps going up.
Some people choosing not to drive at all, maybe stay home.
AAA reports today's national average for a gallon of gas up to $4.39, an increase of almost a dime from yesterday. Prices in Georgia now $3.80 a gallon. It is 71 degrees in Atlanta. More rain on the way. When does it arrive and how long does it stick around? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Georgia's elections are still a go this year, even after this week's Supreme Court ruling weakening the Voting Rights Act.
Governor Kemp says in a new statement he believes it's too late to redraw voting maps for this election cycle. A Sentiment Kennesaw State political science professor Kerwin Swint agrees with.
Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, several other states, Mississippi, I think, are just boxed in because candidate qualifying is over. The primaries are just too close.
But the governor says it's clear the maps will need to be redrawn prior to 2028. Swint says it's likely the governor will call a special session to redraw the maps before his term ends. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Former President Joe Biden weighs in today on Georgia's race for governor.
Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom. I've known her for a long time, and she's something special.
Biden releasing a video endorsing Bottoms. It's his first endorsement since leaving office last year. Atlanta's former mayor served as a senior advisor in the Biden administration. Georgia State University celebrates a new pioneering mobile health clinic. Here's a report all new at 4 o'clock.
The wheels are in motion for planning Georgia State's Health on Wheels mobile clinic.
We are very excited about this.
Lewis College of Nursing Dean Juan Balmo says the bus will champion the Healthy People 2030 goals of preventive health care.
Really, this mobile clinic can potentially narrow the health disparities, right, in health screening, immunization, risk reduction among particularly the socioeconomically underserved population around Atlanta.
It also means dedicated clinical space required for students to graduate. Dean Moe hopes to see Health on Wheels hit the road in a year. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
A rally today at KIPP Atlanta Collegiate High School for a missing student.
16-year-old Benjamin Braithwaite was last seen on Monday wearing black sweatpants, a hoodie, and a white T-shirt. KIPP Atlanta Collegiate Principal Arthur Washington says he never caused issues.
Pretty much a quiet kid, stays to himself, very mannerable.
He says if you see someone around 6'5" and 167 pounds to call 911 or Crime Stoppers.
Even if you're unsure, call because it could be him.
Hartsfield Jackson posted his photo on social media as his mother works for the airport. Mary Ryan Howarth, 95.5 WSB.
Money trouble could force Spirit Airlines to halt flights as soon as tomorrow. Aviation consultant Michael Boyd says the airline had been struggling even before the start of the war in Iran.
Fuel prices going up didn't help them, but it was something that just added to their problems. They were going out of business anyway. This just sped it up.
A spokesperson for the bankrupt Budget airline declined to comment other than to say operations are normal today. Paying tribute to a giant in Georgia politics.
He was a strong advocate for our HBCUs. He supported our land-grant schools, including UGA.
Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens among those honoring late Georgia Congressman David Scott at the state capitol today, where he'll lie in state for another hour. A homegoing service will be held tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Elizabeth Baptist Church in southwest Atlanta. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Been a mess. 75 northbound northwest of town between Kennesaw and Kennesaw and Emerson, I should say, due to a crash. It's been working 75 north before Old Allatoona Road. You can use Highway 41 as an alternate. 85 northbound starting to get a tad slower. 285 up into Norcross. Crash 85 southbound near the Mall of Georgia moved off to the right. Fuel spill cleanup continues on Jimmy Carter Boulevard eastbound in the right lanes at North Norcross Tucker Road. What's it looking like on I-75 south of the city, Isabella Rodriguez?
We have progress for drivers down in Clayton County. That crash on 75 northbound before Forest Parkway is now only blocking a right lane. And for drivers down by the airport, you'll run into some slowdowns on 75 southbound at Central Avenue. You'll be tapping the brakes all the way down past 285. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the Trustdale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Epwards. Cloudy skies this evening. Rain showers return later on tonight, continuing through midnight and tapering off early tomorrow morning. Lows settling into the low 50s through sunrise. Then tomorrow afternoon, sunshine returns, but staying cool. Highs in the upper 60s.
Right now, 67 in Snellville, 65 in Ackworth, also 65 in Union City. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. All right, well, the national average for a gallon of gas is now $4.39. What's it looking like in the city? You fill up in the city there, Jared Yamamoto and Andrews is out there in Tucker.
I do in the suburbs. It's the average cost. If you do it down here, you got the gougers.
Yeah, it's very expensive in town, but I have a couple of secret gas stations that I go to that are still under $4.
Still under quiet. So exactly where
They
are
don't even put the little sign up that says how much it is a gallon. It's so secret.
No, you gotta, and it's like one of those old speakeasies. You gotta you have the right handshake and you gotta answer a riddle.
Let's go into this old diner. It's not a gas station.
But I feel like we're here to help our listeners, right, Jared? You believe that? You believe in that?
Absolutely.
We're service.
We're a
so why
public
don't you
service.
just let people? Why don't you just, as a public service, why don't you just let everybody listening know exactly where you go to get this cheap gas?
Oh, you of course had to put me on the spot like
Just say
that.
Gas Buddy.
You know, Gas Buddy is certainly a good help for that, but the quick trips over on the west side are much cheaper than anywhere on in Midtown and in downtown.
It's probably
in my opinion.
they may have had more of a supply before everything started to dwindle. You know, you get this supply in the ground, and you paid for that, and so it doesn't. I would imagine if the Strait of Hormuz doesn't open up in the next couple of weeks, and speaking of imagination, I don't imagine that it will. So, but if it doesn't. My guess is it's going to hit there, because they come in, you buy the gas that you buy, and you buy it at the price that you buy it, and you peg, if you're not gouging, which, by the way, Tim Andrews, is against the law. So I don't know that they're actually gouging.
Yesterday on the show, Autumn gave a very detailed and concise explanation of how gas gets from the Middle East, or oil gets from the Middle East to the rest of the world.
By the way, this is always my...
It made a lot of sense.
This is always my fear when I take the day off.
I could picture it. I just wasn't explaining it. And you guys, Tim, you did not help. You were like, "Oh, that's weird. I don't know."
Well, you said
anyway.
the tankers go at a bicycle speed, and you're like, "What?"
Yes.
Well, it takes them a long time.
It does.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like how fast you can ride a bicycle is how fast these tankers travel on the sea when they have to go all the way around the Horn of Africa and stuff.
I wasn't here yesterday. I was at my home trying to get over a little bout of vertigo. But was this resolved? Did we look it up?
They gave
Did
me
we
nothing.
see?
No, George looked it up, and we got to the bottom of it, I believe.
And what was that? Because I wasn't listening, sad to say.
Well, she basically explained that
my radio broke.
It's a supply chain issue and why it takes so long to get here. She was correct. It just took a long time to get to that.
And it's because I don't totally know. Like I read something, and then I was trying to.
And a lady was speaking. I didn't feel like I should interrupt.
100%.
No. It's okay. I looked at. Listen, I am a feminist. I have been for
Me
a very
too.
long time.
Yes.
And it's okay in those situations to say, "Look, lady, you're wrong."
I wasn't wrong.
Well, you're not exactly right. Put it that way. You're not. Listen, I've done this a bunch. This happens to me all the time because I'm constantly reading stuff. And then I'll read something and I'll be like, man, the audience needs to know this. I need to explain this to the audience. They need to understand this. But I read about, 35 stories a day before I come on the air. And then I start explaining and the other 34 stories start conflating through. And then I don't remember exactly. Did I get that out of one story or another one? So I got to the point where I realized, you know what? Just don't try to explain things to the audience. I am an expert at nothing. All right. I'm just somebody who's into current events and I read up on current events. And I've been doing that so long that I can, this story's a lot like that story I read 2 years ago, which was a lot like that thing that they were trying to push down our throat 10 years before that. And so I can kind of put these pieces together. And because I've been a political junkie for so long, I can make some sort of sense out of it. But when I fall down on the air is when I try to explain.
exactly how something happens, because the truth is, I know a little about a lot and a lot about a very little. And I have to recognize that. Somebody making tea? I felt like I heard a little
Yeah, I hit my
spoon.
fork. Sorry.
Oh, what are you having lunch now? This is the time?
I had a little
Oh, my
broccoli
goodness.
salad.
Little nosh.
We have these some, I don't want to complain. I mean, it's not like I'm a listener or anything, but we have rather lengthy breaks.
No, I didn't eat anything. I just touched it with my arm on
Okay.
accident. Just hit the.
I don't want to get you defensive about the whole how the oil gets here and then the eating.
Listen,
I understand.
it goes really slow, and
It
it takes a long time. So
Couldn't you just have said it takes a month or something? It takes a month to get from the Middle East.
Listen,
I
couldn't
think
you
that's
have
what it
said,
is, about a month.
You're in the middle of talking, and then,
Yeah.
like I said, Tim and Jared didn't give me anything that helped
I
me.
didn't
at all.
want to interrupt
We
you.
just let you go. We're like,
Yeah,
go
just
ahead.
yeah, but then when I was done, you're like, okay.
It's just like
support.
if
I got no
if this was a video we were doing on YouTube, we would cut to that like SpongeBob SquarePants 10 minutes later.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Or like seasons changing and like calendar.
Explaining how the oil system works takes longer than the oil getting here.
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think that's art. If she was doing it that way, it's like I'm going to keep talking until the oil
There you
that
go.
left last week actually gets here.
It's meta.
I think somebody would have written an article about that.
We see
I don't know
you.
who.
We hear you. We care about you, Autumn.
Oh, we do hear you.
See what
Yeah.
you got going there. I always talk to you about leverage. You got leverage in that area as a woman. They're afraid to interrupt you. They're afraid to.
It's all like filibuster.
I'm
Yeah.
myself into a better something.
Well, don't feel bad. I feel like that all the time, and my name's on the marquee. So it comes with the territory. I drive home and I think, boy, I did a poor job of explaining that. Maybe, and then I think to myself, this is the stages. I'm driving home on 400. I go, oh man, I really messed that up. I didn't explain that at all. And then my first thought is, I should retire. I'm no good at this. People must have had enough of this. I'm just making a fool out of myself. And then I come to the secondary, which is like, well, maybe I just shouldn't explain things. Maybe I shouldn't try to explain things so much because I'm not so great at it. I don't think maybe this needs to be explained to me, but people are freaking out about another insect. But we really freak out every year, spring coming into summer, about whatever the invasive insects are. And I see the article and I get really freaked out, and then I find out, well, it's been here since 1950 or something. But this one apparently hasn't. It's only been here since 2021.
It's these invasive jumping worms.
Yeah, well, that's what that's
Asian jumping worms.
all right.
Why are
We
they
don't
always
have
Asian?
to Yamamoto. You don't have to throw in the Asian.
That's
thing.
where
the
they
name.
are. That's where they're
well,
from.
that's not. This
That's
thing's
the
got a-
name.
This thing's got a
Asian
million
American
names.
jumping worms.
This thing has got a million names, and I think in this article I saw the actual name, which you cannot. Oh, it's the Amanthus agrestis.
But here in Georgia, we call them the Georgia jumpers.
In Alabama, they call them the Alabama jumpers.
Oh, we're right here. There are jumpers.
In Jersey, they're called the Jersey wrigglers.
Oh, they're good for fishing.
In other places, they're called a wood eel.
A wood eel?
This one I like. Now, there's different kinds of states. They're going to go with their own colloquialism, but some states call them crazy worms.
That's my favorite.
Some states call
Yeah,
them
me too.
snake worms. And get this. The states that just don't know how to think for themselves and have no originality call them crazy snake worms. They just put it together. One state calls them crazy, the other calls they're crazy snake worms.
I call them the China worm. The invasive China worm that came out of Wuhan.
So they can, so they're hermaphrodites, but so they have male and female reproductive organs. But they do it all on their own. That must be wild.
Make things a lot easier.
They don't need a mate. They have both the male and female parts, and they just get themselves pregnant and have their own kids.
Them. Are they venomous or
And
anything?
I'm just thinking, like, if I was, if that was applied to me, I'd have like 3,000 children.
Yeah.
So, and these things, they could jump up to they use a lot of energy. I'm learning about these things. This is why as an invasive species, the regular worm, it does a lot of good. It burrows into the ground, it aerates it, it does all this kind of stuff. But these jumping worms, because they can jump they jump up to how far can they jump?
1,000 feet in the air.
That's what the lady who's going to tell you where the oil came from and how long it took.
It says up to a foot off the ground when disturbed.
Okay,
they're not venomous either.
Like that doesn't freak you out. You're just walking along with some. So apparently this is how it works. They all the energy, because even when they're not jumping around and jumping a foot in the air, they're expending all of this energy. That's why they're called crazy snake worms, because they look like snakes and they're crazy. And this takes up a lot of energy, which means they have to eat everything in sight.
Okay.
Unlike the other worms who are just content to burrow into the ground and.
Well, they eat dead stuff. Don't worms eat dead stuff?
Us. But they have these things. Well, yeah, but I'm saying is they don't need as much because they don't need as much energy.
Right, yeah.
Because of this energy, they're eating everything in sight. Leaves and everything else. And that is why.
People.
Yeah, it's happened. Not here. I think that was in the state that they named it the crazy snake worm. That's where the people are being devoured. So it's just freaky, right, Jared? It's not venomous. It's not dangerous.
And they just reproduce like crazy.
They won't eat your house pets or anything like that.
No, they won't do anything like that.
We're in their territory.
That's right.
We need to let them flourish.
Before we start the show, could we apologize to the crazy jumping snake worms?
Yes, we should.
We are on their land.
Yes.
You should make sure that you check your potted plants, their soil and roots carefully, because they prefer the bare root plants.
But nobody is going to do that.
Right.
Who that doesn't actually refer to themselves to their neighbors as a horticulturalist is going to check all of their soil.
I bet Alex Williams would.
Is that your way of pushing me
I like that.
to traffic?
Yes.
All right. Well, okay. Look, that's fine then. I'll just let people know that there are a lot of crazy snake worms, apparently, causing many brake lights on I-20 by Six Flags. At least part of that is true, Alex Williams.
I'm not going to disagree with it at all. Good afternoon, buddy, to you and the Doctrinaires. Yeah, 20 eastbound, inbound, unusually slow this afternoon from Thornton Road, getting over to Fulton Industrial Boulevard. The on-ramp from Fulton Industrial Boulevard to I-20 eastbound has been shut down with an overturned tractor-trailer crash cleanup. You can use Riverside Parkway as an alternate there. Elsewhere on I-20 eastbound into DeKalb County, not a terrible ride this afternoon. Just moderate brake lights starting in Stonecrest as you head out toward Conyers. We got some trouble on I-85 south of the city, Isabella Rodriguez.
Union City drivers, the ride is stacked up on 85 southbound at Highway 138, where a crash is blocking 2 left lanes. Those slowdowns are extending all the way back to 285. This report is sponsored by the Wholes Food Market. Shop self-care staples at Wholes Food Market. Get 33% off body care and candles with Prime through May 12th. While supplies last, shop in store or online. Terms apply. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the Trustdale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
WSB is looking for a home for Skizzy. It's Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, and she is our new dog of the month with Paws Atlanta. You can see her at WSBradio.com/dog. 8 months old, outgoing, energetic. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, pays the adoption fees too for Skizzy's new family. WSBradio.com/dog.
No good story about fun at your house begins with, well, we were sitting in the bare spot in our backyard on vinyl folding chairs. No, it doesn't. Just stop it. Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck guys. That's right, it's deck season. In fact, it's always deck season. So add some outdoor living space to your home with a new deck, or maybe you have an old deck that needs to be brought up to date with a tender, loving remodel. Either way, you need Ben Hill Renovations. Ben Hill Renovations will provide you with a better contractor experience. You'll have a dedicated project manager. They'll show up on time and they won't go over budget. And all jobs are backed by the Ben Hill Renovations Workmanship Warranty. With over 60 years of experience, Ben Hill offers superior craftsmanship and a high quality of work that fits within your budget. So get your project started today and pay no interest and paid in full in 12 months. Check out their website at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Hi, I'm Kevin Deutsch, co-host of the Car Guys radio show and general manager of Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Every Saturday, we share insider industry information so you can walk into a dealership informed and empowered. And when you're ready to experience that transparency in action, I invite you to visit us at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. My team is committed to delivering luxury, clarity, and respect every single day. Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
Hey, that was our exit. We're going to miss the first pitch.
Just got to make a stop at Kroger. I promised I'd bring nachos.
Nice. You have the Upside app too, right?
Upside? What's that?
Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you buy groceries. And they just added Kroger stores in Atlanta.
Wait, I can get money back just for buying groceries?
Yep. And right now, you can get an extra $10 bonus on your first Kroger trip with the app. That's up to $25 cash back on one grocery run.
Even this Kroger store right here?
Yes. Now pull over. Let's get some cash back on those nachos. Upside is now available for Kroger stores in the Atlanta area. Download the free Upside app and use promo code ATL7 to get a $10 bonus on your first purchase at Kroger. That's promo code ATL7 to get a $10 bonus. Remember, use promo code ATL7.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
Avoid the headaches of a traditional home sale and move on your timeline with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. No showings, no open houses, just a simple, stress-free way to sell your home. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
You know, I have to say this. If I had the energy of my wife, I would have taken over the world. Absolutely taken over the world.
Why?
Every single day. It's amazing to me. I wake up, come downstairs, 8 o'clock this morning. I'm going to spin class. In between, 5 hours putting together a new, I don't know, we bought a toy chest or something for the grandkids. And she's going to see Florence and the Machine tonight. So, I mean.
Ooh, fun.
To me, one of those things would have been a day. Oh, we got to put that thing together? Okay, that's the thing I'm doing today. We're putting that toy chest together. And then I want some scotch and soda and leave me alone for the next 16 hours. It's kind of the way I work. Because I always figure, like, if you do one thing a day, and I'm not saying I do, but if you did one thing a day, you'd be a highly productive person outside of your job, right? If you just do one thing a day that you need to get done. And that's what I relax upon. But then, I got my wife challenging. And,
I think more than
making
one
me
thing
feel
a
like
day.
a loser every day. What?
I think more than one thing a day.
I'm just saying, if you only did one thing a day. I'm not talking about your duties.
Waking up, that's one thing.
No, I'm not.
I did it.
You can write it down. It's an accomplishment. You didn't just sleep all day.
You know what I did? I write down on my list to make a list, and then I cross off that.
I did
Done.
it.
And then I did it.
I did it. As we were just doing this story about the crazy jumping worm.
The Georgia Jumpers.
The Georgia Jumpers. You see, that sounds like there's got to be like some sort of high school team of something called the Georgia
sound like a
Jumpers.
high school team.
Like they're, there's like they're the people that they're athletes. People don't really talk about, like next to the tumblers, the Georgia tumblers. There would be the Georgia Jumpers. We don't respect them enough. So I don't like conflating them with these disgusting worms.
When I type it into Google here, an Instagram account of an influencer, Georgia Jumper Dude comes up.
Oh, look at that.
He just wears jumpers.
Does he have a?
Yeah, he's Australian and he wears sweaters.
Yeah.
Does he have a OnlyFans page?
Probably.
On the side of that story about the jumping worms, there's a story that seems to be kind of like, hey, this is good news for Georgia, but I don't think it is. This headline says, Restaurants survive economic setbacks to be Georgia's third largest employer. Is that really good? That restaurants are the third largest employer in the state of Georgia? I don't know. I don't know what to compare it against.
Wait, restaurants in general? Oh,
in
not
general,
one restaurant.
just
Okay.
So that a third of people who are employed in Georgia are employed working in restaurants. Nothing against restaurants. I come from a family of restaurant workers, generations of restaurant workers. That was my entry into the workforce. But is that really a good headline that it's the third? That doesn't mean it's a third of people. I got that math wrong. But I'm just saying that it's the third largest.
Yeah, it's kind
employer.
of a mixed.
I don't know that that's a good. I don't know that that's good. Shouldn't it be like manufacturing or something?
Now remember, Atlanta is the wing capital of the world, so
that may. You know what? That may be doing something to the curve. Whatever you do to the curve that makes it. What is that phrase about the curve? It's doing something to the curve. Even like when dumb kids when you're
grading on the curve.
Grading on the curve, and then they drag you down. Yeah. The smart kids get dragged down because of the dumb kids. And I think the state's being dragged down because people are getting excited that restaurants are Georgia's third largest employer. You know what doesn't drag us down? The great Alex Williams. He helps us get home. And right now he's going to let you know about 75 North being a little bit slow through Kennesaw.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. Been a rough afternoon northwest, 75 northbound, still on those brake lights from Barrett Parkway as you head up to earlier trouble that cleared before Old Alatoona Road there toward Emerson. And now we have a crash on 575 northbound making your way through Kennesaw. That's got only a right lane open between the between the I-75 split and Barrett Parkway, but luckily don't need an alternate as of right now. Checking the ride on 85 toward Gwinnett County with the help of Isabella Rodriguez.
The ride on 85 northbound into Norcross is stacked up as you head out from 285. Those slowdowns stay with you towards Beaver Ruin Road, but they break free after that. Then you'll be tapping those brakes again in Duluth at Sugarloaf Parkway as you make your way into Swanee. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. From the TrustDale.com Traffic Center, next report in less than 10 minutes. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today. Call 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
In a time when everything feels political, one place must rise above it all. The courtroom, where the law rules and integrity matters. In 2020, Georgians came together, electing a justice who believes in protecting our courts.
I'm Georgia Supreme Court Justice Sarah Warren. And here's what I believe. I believe in the rule of law, the separation of powers, and a judge's limited role to interpret the law as written. I believe in a nonpartisan judiciary, impartial judges who don't advocate for political positions or outcomes. I believe in deciding cases without bias or favor, treating everyone with dignity and respect. As a justice on your Supreme Court, I've upheld these values. With your support, we'll maintain the integrity of our courts.
Vote to re-elect Justice Sarah Warren. Vote early starting April 27th or on Election Day, May 19th. Paid for by Georgians for Justice Warren, Inc.
There's a difference between a backyard and a space you never want to leave. At Ben Hill Renovations, they design and build outdoor living spaces that feel like your own private retreat. Custom pools, outdoor kitchens, and patios, all crafted with a level of detail that only comes from 60 years of experience.
Hey, it's Robbie with Ben Hill Renovations. Let us create the outdoor living space of your dreams that fits within your budget.
Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. You can too. GeorgeStein.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top story, Spirit Airlines is making plans to stop operations as soon as tomorrow, barring last-minute intervention. Transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve reports on efforts to keep the airline going.
Talks around a potential government aid package, $500 million, have stalled. Two of Spirit's three main groups of creditors were on board with the deal. Spirit's bondholders were not. President Trump today said he would like to save the Spirit jobs, that they have made a final offer.
We're looking at Spirit. If we can help them, we will.
Unclear if there's going to be outside intervention at this point.
Delta employees are getting a raise. The Atlanta-based airline announces today it's giving about 80,000 workers a 4% pay increase starting June 1st. The exception will be pilots and dispatchers. This is the 5th year in a row Delta employees have gotten a raise. CEO Ed Bastian says Delta will invest $18 billion in their employees this year. It is 69 degrees in Atlanta. Rain showers are back tonight. Does it dry out for the weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. After this week's Supreme Court ruling limiting the use of the Voting Rights Act, Governor Kemp says it is too late to redraw Georgia's voting maps for this year's elections. Kennesaw State political science professor Kerwin Swint says this is not just a Georgia issue.
We are in a redistricting arms race around the country.
Even though there won't be a change this year, the governor hints he may call lawmakers back to draft new maps that could be used in 2028. President Trump is rejecting Iran's latest peace offer.
They want to make a deal, but I'm not satisfied with it, so we'll see what happens.
The president says Iran's leaders aren't getting along, and it's very disjointed. Trump is also dismissing the 60-day mark for the War Powers Resolution. He tells Congress the fighting in Iran has terminated. A rally today at KIPP Atlanta Collegiate High School calls on the community to come together in finding 16-year-old Benjamin Baithwaite. Principal Arthur Washington says the teenager's been missing since Monday.
We want the family to know that they are supported as well, that they are not in this quest of finding being alone.
The Atlanta airport is also calling for help. One of the airport's employees is the boy's mother. Late Georgia Congressman David Scott is honored today at the state capitol. Both of his daughters speak at the service. Dana Scott reads a section from her father's memoir when he remembers working as a shoe shiner in New York.
And this was the start of a pattern in my life. Strangers coming into my life at significant times to help me on my journey.
A public viewing at the state capitol rotunda continues for another 30 minutes. It may soon be easier to bring guns onto passenger trains in the U.S.
Amtrak is considering allowing people to store guns in lockboxes on most of its trains, which critics say would weaken security measures that instead should be strengthened in light of the shooting at last weekend's White House Correspondents Association dinner. Investigators say the man arrested in connection with the incident traveled by Amtrak from California to Washington, D.C. with his firearm.
Correspondent Jim Krasula reports the Trump administration has been pushing Amtrak to ease its gun policies for months. A growing number of older Americans are having to continue working well past retirement age.
When you break it down by the numbers, it makes sense. So, as we said, the average Social Security benefit in 2026 is only $2,071 a month. But people are spending for just their basic necessities $4,641 a month. So they really need that extra money.
Money reporter Maya Blackstone says we're also living longer, and many older adults haven't saved enough to keep up with the rising costs. Thermos is recalling more than 8 million containers after customers are injured. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says they've gotten reports of users being cut and even suffering permanent vision loss after stoppers from some of the products forcefully ejected and hit them in the face. Affected products include stainless King food jars as well as Sportsman food and beverage bottles that were sold between March of 2008 and July of 2024. It is now 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic starts with Alex Williams.
Travel advisory continues toward Union City. Bill, crash 2 left lanes, 85 southbound, Highway 138 exit number 64, stacked up back onto 285. Use Highway 29 as an alternate. Also looks like some northbound trouble on 85 north before 285. Those delays as well growing back into Union City. Again, Highway 29 will be your best friend there. What's the ride looking like through downtown Atlanta, Isabella Rodriguez?
The ride is stacked up right now on 7585 northbound at University Avenue all the way up through Peachtree Pine Street. We're also seeing slowdowns on the southbound ride into Midtown on 75 past Moores Mill Road and on Georgia 400 at Lenox Road. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustTail.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies and staying cool this evening as rain showers return later on tonight, continuing into early tomorrow morning with lows in the low 50s. Drying out for tomorrow afternoon, high around 68. Sunny skies on Sunday, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the upper 60s.
67 in Peachtree Corners, 65 in Powder Springs, and 65 in McDonough. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
When defending bikers' rights, trust is everything and results matter. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Scott Slade here with the president of Loud Security Systems, John Loud. A job when it comes to protecting your business and employees, compromise isn't an option.
Exactly, Scott. At Loud Security, we provide extensive commercial security systems so you can be sure your assets, employees, and property are under constant vigilant protection.
And you cover it all. 24/7 intrusion detection, live video monitoring with virtual guard response, even smart access control.
Plus, fully managed life safety systems, fire alarm, and fire suppression systems, including fire extinguishers and sprinkler inspections.
With customizable solutions, real-time alerts, and your team blending today's technology with old-fashioned service, business owners can stay focused on what they do best.
That's the Loud Security Systems promise. Business security monitoring you can trust.
So trust the local experts at Loud Security. Call today, mention me, Scott, and get 3 months free monitoring when you get Loud.
Loud Security Systems. Call 678. Get Loud.
So I guess Keisha Lance Bottoms is the luckiest politician in America today.
She got a big endorsement today.
The very first endorsement.
Damn right.
From Joe Biden.
Those same colleagues that made her a great mayor made her
Stop for a
invaluable
second.
to our administration.
What was the second word?
Same college.
Same college?
Same college.
Those same colleagues that made her a great mayor made her invaluable to our administration. Smart, focused, gets things done. Georgia, she's ready. She's been ready. Keisha Lance Bottoms for governor now. I'm proud to be in her corner, just like she was in mine. So let's get this thing done.
Well, it worked out the last time. When she was in your corner, that worked out. So.
She was in my corner, and then she's going great. She's ready. She's got to go.
Is she ready?
She's darn ready. I mean, it's about time.
What is it exactly about her policies that you like so much, Joe Biden?
She was there. She was there. She was there, and she look. I think I liked about her. She was ready to go. She was on Team Biden. With the qualities that she has, look, it's not that hard. Go out and vote for her. God, jeez, man, come on.
I make big money now.
I don't know. From the point of view of Keisha Lance Bottoms, is this good politically? I don't know. I mean, she's.
Look, I'm the
she's
greatest
who's
political
she in the
loser.
primary? Who's she in the primary against?
So I think her biggest competitor is going to be that Jeff Duncan, the guy that converted from Republican.
And he used to be a Republican, so.
Jason Estevez.
That's another good one,
He
too.
is a rising star.
So I guess it's good in the sense of the primary.
Don't vote for that Republican guy. He's just lying again, or something.
But that sounded like a general election endorsement, which obviously, if he endorses her for the primary, he endorses her for the general election.
For sure.
But I don't, as far as the general election goes, I I just don't know. I don't know that that's a good endorsement. I mean, I think if you can just look at the polls, most people are not happy with the Trump administration. And this may just be me and my, I never voted for Trump. I never voted for Biden. I never voted for Hillary. My hands are clean. But as far as just sort of watching these things go down, I don't get the sense that the fact that people aren't happy with the current administration means that they want to go back to the Biden vibes.
Right.
And the Harris
Congratulations, birds.
She loves all birds. Should get rid of that Georgia jumping worm like that.
Is that a guarantee? Is that a guarantee?
I guarantee if you vote, you won't get the worms.
It's just, I don't think that, there was a reason, and if the Democrats, just because Trump is unpopular, are just going to go, hey, that's cool, we don't have to do forensics, we don't have to learn a lesson, we don't have to do anything. Trump has taken it further. I will give you that. And I think that's why he's doing so poorly in the polling right now. But it was started in that administration where, the whole thing of you've got to think like we think because we're on the right side of history. And if you don't think like we do, you are, Hitler. I don't think people want to go back to that. Now, and I think a lot of people, independents, voted thinking they were going to get away with that. And then immediately the Trump administration started arresting people because they wrote a college editorial in a college newspaper they didn't like. And literally people started doing time in jail for their opinions. And it was like, I don't think there's one independent voted Trump to see that happen. And so Trump has only made worse the stuff that turned people off to the Biden administration. Also, remember those high gas prices?
Yeah.
Now they're back. So how much of a difference is there? And I think that people will kind of see it that way. I don't think this is genuinely a situation where I think most people are just looking for something different, a third way, somebody competent. Now, I say that, and then like Oprah or The Rock will jump in and they'll be the next president. I don't know.
Yeah, I love The Rock. Give a vote for Rock. You're welcome.
Join the crowd, man.
And so Keisha Lance Bottoms is leading in the primary?
Yes, she's got a big lead. Really, it's going to be a competition to see if any of the other candidates can draw a runoff. And it'll be really the competition is who will be that second place person to cause a runoff.
You always want to vote for somebody who quits their job midway. That's how it goes.
Has anybody asked the question in these debates? Now, look, I don't mean to put her on the spot. Like, to me, it's just her entire administration comes down to two words for me: Secoria Turner. Now, politicians do things and they move on and whatever, and I don't expect a question like a stupid question like, are you going to apologize for that or whatever? But has anybody asked the question, what was the thinking that led to the policy that said, yeah, let that progressive militia run that corner and we won't? You see, my question here is, why did she give up the sovereignty of that particular area to a progressive militia? Because that's the militia. The progressive militia is what murdered this beautiful 9-year-old girl that was sitting in the back seat of a car, and her mom made a U-turn or turned around, and then somebody started firing into the car. Now, obviously, I don't think Keisha Lance Bottoms thought, hey, I might get a beautiful young girl killed. But I want to know, has anybody asked that question during these debates?
Not that I'm aware of.
What was the thinking? Because I just don't think that you can get from here to there, here being here, there being the governor's mansion, without explaining why you didn't immediately come down on that progressive militia and say, sorry, no matter what you think in your stupid little heads, you don't own this block. I do, and if people don't like the fact of the way I run this block, they can get rid of me. I thought that she quit the job because of Secoria Turner. She never said that, but that's what I'm surprised to see her back going for governor. I guess you get some time off. You start thinking, and then again, you're a politician, right? What the hell else are you going to do?
Yeah.
But run for she's young for a politician. What the hell else are you going to do?
She was in the private sector.
I don't think
for a
Georgia
while.
should. What? Go ahead.
She was in the private sector for a while. And she did pretty well there, but then as soon as the Biden administration offered her a job, she went there.
Yeah, but I still think that was a way to get out of the hole.
Yeah.
After Sequoia Turner, she could not run again for mayor. I don't think.
Just that whole summer, the whole summer of 2020 really changed the trajectory of her mayor, of her campaign and her tenure as mayor.
Yeah, and now it's a weird thing with politicians where it's like as far as the press is concerned, yeah, we're in a new cycle now. Yeah, but there's still questions from back then. They were still questioning Trump about January 6th this last time around, right?
Yes.
I mean, I just don't. I think it's important that somebody ask the question, just exactly what was the thinking? Because if I was mayor, I would be offended by the idea that anybody thought they ran a particular neighborhood or corner. Like, it would get my blood up. And I would make sure I might be out there myself with a bullhorn,
Right.
Like, no, this is not the way that it works. You don't get angry and then go out on the streets and decide that you are now the new police. And by the way, how's that one going? You murdered a beautiful young lady. So now you want to tell me about how you're better than the official police? How's that working out? I just don't understand the thinking that went into it. And did she think, oh, well, I just let him blow off some steam or something, right? That had to be the thinking, right?
Yeah, there was at first when everything...
Because the whole thing started with the Wendy's shooting.
Yeah, there was that militant group took over basically like an area of town just like around the Wendy's and kind of south of it.
Call them what they are, a militia, the progressive militia. Listen, if other militias, if that was a militia from the hills... that came down and tried to we'd be calling it a militia. This was a murderous progressive militia, and people are in jail for it. But I just think that she should be asked the question, what was the thinking that led to the policy that allowed them to run that area for however long they ran it? Because once that happened, guess what? They broke it up. So that means it always could have been broken up. Let's break up this traffic. Hey, how about that for that transition? With our friend Alex Williams, says that there are delays on 85 both ways in Union City.
That's a pro's pro right there, Mr. Von Hessler. I like it. We are watching a pretty slow ride, actually, 85 southbound. Brake lights leaving the airport, but a little bit better news. The delays that caused that was a crash below, right around Highway 138, exit 64. They cleared that out of the roadway, so hopefully those southbound delays will start to improve. Northbound still slow because there's been a crash on 85 North between Flat Shoals and I-285, the south side perimeter. People that have been using Highway 29 as an alternate. And maybe some better news with trouble we've been watching up toward Kennesaw, Isabella Rodriguez.
That's right. We have progress in Kennesaw. That crash has cleared, but we're still seeing some slowdowns up in Ackworth on 75 northbound at Highway 92. It's slowing, causing delays back into Kennesaw. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
You know WSB gets you around Atlanta with our Triple Team Traffic.
Now we've got $1,000 to fuel your ride. It's WSB's A Grand for Gas.
Listen for the keyword at 8, 10, 12, 2, and 5.
You'll have 30 minutes to enter that keyword at WSBRadio.com or the WSB Radio app.
One lucky listener wins a grand for gas. Your next chance to win is at 5.
WSB's A Grand for Gas.
From the station that gets you where you want to go. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's free gas station.
A simple act of generosity changed everything. A journey from alone and abandoned to one of the most successful businessmen in Georgia history. Here's Rick Jackson.
I spent Christmas Eve alone in a children's home. When I woke up, a Good Samaritan had left me $100.
Rick Jackson knows what it's like to go without. That's why he'll fight career politicians who talk about cutting income taxes and property taxes, but never deliver.
Unlike career politicians, I know how some extra money can change everything. That's why I'll freeze your property taxes and slash the income tax in half.
Conservative businessman Rick Jackson will deliver the Georgia results that failed career politicians never will.
I'll get you a boatload of your money back, or I won't run again. It's as simple as that.
The conservative outsider who will deliver real tax relief. Rick Jackson for governor. Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com. Hi, I'm Lacey, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. And yes, I'm actually a jeweler. I bring dream engagement rings to life every day in our jeweler workshop. When I hand set your diamond into your ring, I think about creating a piece you'll wear for a lifetime. I pay attention to the smallest details and treat every ring with the same care and craftsmanship, no matter the size or price. Come see us in store. Shane Company engagement rings are crafted with care from our hands to yours, because a friend knows your love deserves the highest quality. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
All right, so I guess this happened on when was this? Oh, no, this was on Thursday. This is old news. Jenna Bush Hager, that is just W's daughter, right?
That's right.
She's the one, I believe, who embarrassed her grandmother at the RNC. Was it the second nomination where she was, giving a speech? And I don't know if it was the first one or the second one. And, they keep going up to the proud grandparents, and she's going on about her grandmother. And at one point she goes, I hate to say this, I know it, or something along these lines, like, no, you're not cool, Grandma. Does anybody remember this?
No, not at all.
I can't remember. It was when she was speaking at the national convention, and I can't remember if both daughters spoke both times or just the first time or the second time, and which time it was. It must be on YouTube. Somebody must have remembered it. But like her grandmother's beaming. I mean, there's a granddaughter down there giving a speech. Who knows? One day maybe she'll be running for president. I don't know. And you could see it on Barbara Bush's face. Although she was a pro, right?
Yeah.
She didn't really betray it too much, but it was like, no, and you're not cool. She was young. Now she's the host of what? The Today Show, or what? Today After Today, the 4th hour of Today, the 7th hour of Today, Today Night,
Today 14.
Yeah, something. And so she broke down in tears. It says she needs to spend more time with her daughter, Poppy.
Like, how can I show up for Poppy in a way? And like, now I'm crying.
I know. Come here.
Why do I? What's wrong with me? Because I haven't been able to.
Okay.
Why wasn't that other woman letting her speak? She's like, I know.
Well, she's probably, maybe she's a little bit like me. I don't deal with intimacy very well, especially in a public setting. But what I would say is, you are super wealthy.
Yeah, you can quit.
You can quit if you want to. This is, and I understand the difference between the roles in history of men and women and all that. But every man it does not hate his children, and men have dealt with this since the beginning of families. What about men who work for corporations and they're on planes, every week, and So this is not something that's, I just said, was it yesterday I just said this? Women have got to stop crying in public over things. I mean, I don't see this differently. And she's in a position, maybe that's why she's crying, because she knows that. She's like, wow, am I more interested in being famous at this point? By the way, given your last name and the way you shamed your grandmother, you will be
that
famous.
one time that only Eric remembers.
Well, everybody was watching. No, I don't hold it against her. I just think it's funny.
She did make a cameo in that new Devil Wears Prada too, so she's been an actor too, an actress.
Is that movie going to be the worst movie? I mean, it's just there's so much press about this movie, and the first movie was fun. I didn't see it until years.
Yeah, the first movie was great.
Yeah, soon I didn't see it till years after it came out. I just came across it on a streamer or something, and I was. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. But I feel like on this one, I don't know which one's going to be worse, this one or that Mandalorian and Grogu movie or whatever.
I think that'll be worse.
I mean, this movie is, I think I saw that it's lined up in the pre-sales to be the worst Star Wars opening ever.
Oh, boy.
And I understand it because they're advertising the hell out of it, but it's all merch first. It's all about Baby Yoda. It's like, there's nothing, no one still has any idea what the story's about after all these trailers. It's just like, hey, remember back in 2019, right before the pandemic, where you all fell in love with Baby Yoda? Yeah, go see this movie. Hey, that seems to be the entire marketing, right?
He's back.
Just because you thought it was hey, why don't they just make a Baby Yoda movie?
Yeah.
Just call it that. It's my understanding is there's 2 or 3 trailers out there and people still don't have any idea what it's really about. They just keep Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda.
Well, if you follow
Baby
the
Yoda.
lore, then you would know exactly what it's about. But not everybody does that.
I don't follow the lore. I just enjoy movies. Is there something wrong with me? Make a movie I enjoy. All right, Alex Williams is checking the ride around 285. He's not doing it as a hobby or for fun. He's doing it because he cares about you.
All for the people, my friend. That is right, Eric. 285 westbound if you're leaving Sandy Springs toward Cobb. Not terrible. It's a little congested, though, from Georgia 400 over to I-75. Then you slow again southbound through Smyrna from South Atlanta Road down to I-20. We're looking for brand new trouble on I-85 southbound into DeKalb County. I'm seeing traffic crawling, making their way through the 285 interchange. We're going to check on that. We know that'll impact 285. Speaking of, how is 285 in DeKalb, Isabella Rodriguez?
The ride is not too bad on 285 eastbound out from Georgia 400, but the ride gets stacked up past 85 on 285 southbound heading towards Clarkston. This traffic report is brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing. From the TrustDale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, truck, or motorcycle crash, call the accident attorneys at Sweet James for a free case review. 800-9-million. It's Mark Aram. Let's be honest. After a serious crash, the system is stacked against you. Insurance companies have one goal: protect themselves, not you. That's where Sweet James comes in. When you put Sweet James on your side, you put power and respect on your side. Their attorneys have experience in over 500 trials with a 98% winning record. And when insurance companies mess with you, they deliver results that sends them a message. They step in, help you get treatment, and fight for what you deserve. You don't pay unless they win. Call 800-9-million. That's 800-900-0000, sweetjames.com.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
Why is Channel 2 Action News Georgia's #1 morning news? A team who watches out for you. Clark Howard saves you money. Justin Gray watches your back with warnings about ripoffs and scams. Channel 2 Action News this morning, starting at 4:30.
I'm Channel 2's Karen Greer. When stories break, they unfold in real time. We have multiple reporters live in your neighborhood, so when it matters most, you know how it affects your family. Channel 2 Action News, every day at 4, 5, and 6.
If your mom is anything like mine, she'd rather give a gift than get one. This Mother's Day, do both with D. Geller & Son Jewelers' Stilla Vitae collection. We designed Stilla Vitae to benefit Cure Childhood Cancer right here in Atlanta. Every piece gives back and comes with a booklet showing the love and support behind this incredible gift. This Mother's Day, give mom something beautiful that gives back, something just like her. Stilla Vitae, exclusively at D. Geller & Son Jewelers in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
A healthy home is a Breda home. They keep yours bug and critter free inside and out. Breda's also proud to sponsor Scotts Leach, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Southern Exteriors. Our top local story, Georgia's primary elections will go on as planned. Governor Kemp says it's too late in the election process to change the state's voting maps, but he says changes could be coming in the future.
The governor says it's clear a Supreme Court opinion weakening the Voting Rights Act will require new electoral maps to be passed before the 2028 election. Kennesaw State political science professor Kerwin Swint says Republican lawmakers will have their eyes on one district.
The obvious district is the second district in South Georgia, which is represented by Sanford Bishop, a Democrat.
While the governor doesn't specifically say he plans to call a special session for redistricting, Swint says it's likely he will, since we're in the final months of his second and final term. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
69 degrees in Atlanta after rain moves in tonight. Will it dry out for the weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. This is new at 5 o'clock. An undercover operation leads to the arrest of a Marietta attorney on pandering and sexual battery charges. The GBI says it began investigating a report 77-year-old Roger Curry solicited sex acts from a client. Curry is now in the Cobb County Jail, and the investigation continues. Anyone who had similar interaction with Curry is asked to contact the GBI. President Trump informs Congress the fighting in Iran has terminated, and he doesn't need its approval for military operations in Iran. Correspondent Stephen Portnoy reports it comes on the 60-day deadline under the War Powers Resolution.
The law calls on the president to end his use of the military if Congress doesn't authorize force within 60 days. President Trump says he won't be seeking approval.
We're always in touch with Congress, but nobody's ever sought it before. Nobody's ever asked for it before.
Congress was asked to authorize force after 9/11 and before the Iraq War. Maine Republican Senator Susan Collins says the law's 60-day deadline's not a suggestion, it's a requirement.
Days after a teenager disappears, an Atlanta school holds a Bring Home Ben rally this afternoon.
Cape Atlanta Collegiate High School is supporting the family of 16-year-old Benjamin Braithwaite as he's been missing since Monday. Principal Arthur Washington says the school is working with Atlanta police.
Came up here several times to ask us some follow-up questions, but I do know that they are actively and rapidly responding.
He urges anyone who might know his whereabouts to contact 911 or Crime Stoppers. He was last seen wearing black sweatpants, black hoodie, a white t-shirt, and running shoes. Mary Ryan Howarth, 95.5 WSB.
We have an update now on the South Georgia wildfires. There is some progress to report. The biggest is the Pineland Road fire. It's now 40% contained and has burned 33,000 acres so far. The Highway 82 fire is now about 45% contained with nearly 22,000 acres burned. The area is expecting rain that will help this weekend. Georgia State University has awarded over $1.3 million in federal money to launch a pioneering mobile health clinic.
GSU's mobile clinic will be Health on Wheels. And Juan Balmo, dean of GSU's Lewis College of Nursing, says it'll bring screenings and other preventive health care across Metro Atlanta.
If they need a vaccine, we can provide some of that for certain diseases such as measles, flu, hepatitis A and B, HIV, STD, etc.
Mo believes it'll be welcome news for at-risk populations, including those with high-risk pregnancies or the homeless. The dean tells me as a state institution, Georgia State has a responsibility to serve its community. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Money troubles could force Spirit Airlines to stop flights by tomorrow. If flights are canceled, aviation consultant Michael Boyd says travelers who bought tickets with credit cards should get their money back, but they'll still be inconvenienced.
But that doesn't change the fact you can get a refund, but you're stuck in Fort Lauderdale with no way to get home with 2 kids in a diaper bag and an angry wife. That you can't do much about.
A spokesperson for the airline declines to comment other than to say operations are normal today. It is 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Hey, Bill. Thanks to Traffic Trooper Brian and the WSB Jam Cam. We found the reason for the standstill traffic on 85 southbound into Cobb County. It is currently a traffic red alert. All lanes shut down 85 southbound down just below I-285, exit 95. So that is having a very negative impact on 85 South and 285. Go ahead and use Buford Highway as an alternate. I see them trying to move some of these cars to the right shoulder, so we'll keep an eye to see what lanes get opened first. But again, Buford Highway is going to save you time around that. Elsewhere, we're seeing plenty of brake lights through downtown, Isabella Rodriguez.
It is looking crowded heading into the city on Midtown. Slowdown starting on 85 southbound past City Marcus Boulevard and on 75 southbound past Moores Mill Road. It's not much better on the northbound ride on 75-85 at University Avenue up through Midtown. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Cloudy skies this evening as rain showers return to the metro area. The rain will be steady through tomorrow morning and then drying out tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures tonight falling into the low 50s. As the sun returns tomorrow afternoon, staying cool with a high around 68, dropping down into the 40s for Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, sunshine, highs in the upper 60s. Monday and Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, morning lows in the 50s, daytime highs in the low to mid 70s.
And right now, 63 in Locust Grove, 65 in Sandy Springs, and 66 in Cartersville. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins with, of course, this hour's keyword in the WSB A Grand for Gas giveaway. This hour's keyword is win. W-I-N, win. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/gas for your chance to win $1,000. Again, that keyword is W-I-N, win. Also, the third hour, the 5 o'clock hour, as some know it, on a Friday show, also means that George Stein is in the house. Hello, George Stein.
Hey there. Good to see you.
Good week of justice?
Yes, never a dull moment in this business. It's challenging but satisfying to help people.
Hey, can I ask you a question right off? I was just thinking this right now, and I imagine the answer has to be yes. We're completely, like all the backlog that came in through the pandemic and all that, we're out of that, right? You guys are just, the courts are just taking cases as they come again, right?
Well, you're mostly correct. There are a few exceptions in certain counties that are still lagging behind that are the larger counties.
Oh, Fulton would be a larger county. Would Fulton be one of those counties?
Yeah, I mean, I have a case right now that's pending that's 5 years old.
Wow. My goodness. You know, at that point, as long as the guy didn't kill anybody, I say just let him. It's been 5 years.
Yeah, let it go.
5 years. You know, come on. It's, at some point, hey, do we not have the right to a quick and speedy trial? Is that not one of our constitutional rights?
In some instances, it lends itself to presenting that defense. So.
Oh, very good. So actually, by the time you get into the courtroom, you're like, hey, I'm glad this happened because I can throw this back in their face. Hey, this was supposed to happen 5 years ago. I'll give you 2 years for the pandemic, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, but also with delays, sometimes it's helpful, too, because, sometimes the arresting officer is fired, indicted, resigned, dismissed.
Took a job with a different police department on the West Coast, something along those lines?
That's right.
How do the cops do it, George, when they give you, because they have to be there if they give you a traffic ticket or anything. Your court date, does it roll like that where each officer every 3 or 4 weeks has a court day and all their people come in on that day? Is that how it works?
No, typically not. It doesn't work that way. Early in the process, like for the arraignment and some of the earlier, status hearings, they're not even required to be there unless it gets down to a motions hearing or a trial of which they get subpoenaed. So a minority of the time they have to show up. This idea out there that, the officer's not going to show up to my first court date, so the case gets dismissed is not an effective defense.
Oh, it's not true. It's another one of those. It's one of those urban myths.
That's right.
Like when we were in high school, we used to tell each other that if someone was a narc, by law they had to tell you if you asked. So we went around asking every new student or every new person that came into not high school, because I was only in high school for a few weeks, but in junior high, everybody who came in was, "Are you a narc?" We thought we were so clever, like we were ahead of the game. It turns out there is no law.
I'm not a narc.
Okay, well, there you go. I guess now you're bound by law now, as if the other person's more bound by law than you are breaking the law. But we learn our lessons. We thought we were clever back then. All right, Jared, we don't have George Stein here just to have a chit-chat. We want to learn more about the underpinnings of law below the current events.
Well,
so
you and Autumn do have a lingering question from the first hour, and that is...
Autumn and I have a lot of lingering
lots of
questions, and issues,
sordid past.
all kinds of
a lot of
stuff.
tension between the two of you.
Yes.
You did ask, and George, this is the direct quote, is lying against the law?
What was the context? Does anybody remember the context of that? I forget everything. I
literally have quotes. Is lying against
This is why Autumn and I
Oh,
bond.
advertising. It was about advertising.
Oh, yes.
about
George
magic.
Stein.
Yes.
Can you sue a magician for lying?
Okay, I got it.
You didn't really saw that woman in half.
George, this is my question, and I know it's a little bit ridiculous, but I want to know, technically speaking, this is about false advertising. Here's my hypothetical. I see a poster in my town. It says something to the amazing so-and-so is coming on Thursday, 2 hours, an evening of magic with the amazing so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, magic. And I buy tickets, and I go to see the show. And then later on, I find out that there was a practical explanation for everything that I saw. In fact, there was no actual magic.
Yeah,
can I sue for false advertising?
Probably not. I mean, the law says that when it comes to advertising, you're allowed to, as we call it, puff. To try to promote things. It's called puffing.
Sure, it's called puffing.
So yes, it
is called
they have that in
puffing,
pornography.
That's fluffing. No, that's huffing and puffing. No. So.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry, Autumn?
people who are trying to sell a car, if they say like runs great, like only was driven to church and to the grocery store on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like you can't sue the person selling you and if they lied to you because it's called puffing.
Well, if they cross the line, and there's
there not being one single bit of magic the entire 2 hours of the ticket I bought. I don't know how that's not crossing the line.
Well,
this is what I want.
Most people know that before they go to the magic show. So.
Okay, I understand that. But maybe I'm the world's dumbest person, and I don't know that. And I've been duped. And you know what? Just because I'm dumb doesn't mean I don't deserve justice, George Stein.
Amen.
Now, thank you very much. You know what I want, George? I want to be one of these people that makes an entire category change. And they say, well, you're going to have to refer to yourself as an illusionist from now on.
Right.
Because that's telling the truth.
Well,
it's an illusion.
Listen, in a business setting, when there's a transaction being made, if there's a misrepresentation of a material fact.
Oh.
Then
magic being at the center of the cell?
It can lead to, culpability on the legal side. If you misrepresent something, if you cross the line, you lie. This is a great running car, and you lift the hood up, and there's no engine in there. And you pay a lot of money for it.
Or you tell somebody they're going to see magic, and they see not one single bit of magic. I'm sorry. I just want to be one of these. You know what I'll do? Hey, look, if the justice system is going to leave me out in the cold, I'm just going to start going to magic shows. I'm going to let the guy get out there, or the gal. They can do their thing with the dove and whatever. About 10 minutes in, I'm just going to stand up and shout, "Liar!
Fraud! It's not real.
My own.
It's a mirror. He has a fake thumb.
Personal justice. All right, what kind of stories we got? Very quickly.
I just watched the video for this. This is wild. From CBS News here, a Louisiana sheriff was indicted over her office's role in a jailbreak that saw 10 inmates flee from a New Orleans jail. I mean, this video is wild here.
Now, I remember this story because they wrote "Too Easy," LOL,
yes,
as they left. There was a hole behind a toilet. Now, they're not. The idea here, George, isn't that the sheriff was a part of it or the planning. It was just that the sheriff was so incompetent that it's criminal, right?
Yeah, they said there was malfeasance involved here because she should have known, with her overseeing and being the gatekeeper, one of the employees there should have, discovered the hole behind the toilet that was very prominent. So she was only charged with obstruction of justice.
And also she didn't call the cops. Like they didn't call in she is the cop. I don't quite understand that. They were supposed to. She didn't tell anybody else for a good long time. That was supposed
because
to be
she
told.
was.
She was worried, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so she was saying that the place is understaffed, and that was one of her excuses, and that the building had design flaws, and that lent itself to the escape, and it really wasn't her fault. But she was still charged with obstruction of justice for waiting too long to call the authorities.
But think, isn't she the? I don't understand.
You have to call the state police. Right?
Well, I think so. You know,
you have to at least report that your inmates have escaped, so that people in the surrounding areas are safe.
Sure, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But I did not realize, is this everywhere, or is this a Louisiana thing where I didn't realize sheriffs were at the top of the chain with prisons.
Well, the sheriff's office runs the prisons.
Oh,
prison or jail? That. Maybe it was a jail because sheriffs are in charge of jails.
Yes.
Okay, all right. There's the difference.
The DOC, Department of Corrections, runs the prisons. As far as the county jails, that's the sheriff's job.
Yeah, think about the Old West, like the sheriff will put you in the jail.
Yeah, that's right. It's right there in the sheriff's office. They put you right into the jail. And then,
if you're if you're the local drunk, you just go in there and take a nap.
Oh, now, Ernest T., I'm not letting you out until you sober up.
All right. Or Gene Hackman snaps tersely and says, "Duck."
Misfire.
All right. I guess that makes more, because I was thinking if it was a prison, why wouldn't it be the warden who would be in trouble? Now, you know what? We're learning. Now, maybe there'll be people listening who go, I didn't need to learn that. I'm not an idiot like you, Eric. But you know what? There are a lot of idiots out there like me, and I'm glad to be of service.
You represent them.
I represent, I am a man. You hear about like a man of the people. I'm a man of the stupid people. That's what I speak for and represent them. Somebody I don't represent because he ain't stupid, especially when it comes to getting you home on your navigating your way home on the roads. That's that Alex Williams, although, unfortunately, he's about to report to you about a crash on 85 in DeKalb.
Yeah, Eric, and a little bit better news than the last time we were with you. This crash had 85 southbound completely shut down, right, or just south of 285, exit 95 there in DeKalb County. They have since gotten the crash to the right shoulder. They've still been holding some right lanes on 85 southbound, and it's put a lot of extra pressure on 285 eastbound, leaving Beaufort Highway, and 85 south delays stretch back up around Pleasantdale Road. So I would just hang in there. Trying to get over to Beaufort Highway is probably going to cost you more time at this point. Elsewhere, for 100 northbound, not bad at all. Just a brief tap of the brakes there in Sandy Springs between Abernathy Road and Northridge. What about I-75, Isabella Rodriguez?
The ride is working well on 75 northbound, especially as you make your way out from 285, but it starts to fill in at North Marietta Parkway all the way up into Kennesaw. This report is sponsored by CumansRecall.com. Recall 67A mobile appointments are now available in your area. They come to you quick and under an hour. Complete the recall to get $500 plus a warranty worth thousands. Schedule at CumansRecall.com. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the Trustdale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Tomorrow on the Nightcap with Jared Yamamoto, there is another mixed-use entertainment district proposal for a metro city. This time it's in Woodstock, where they want to build around a soccer stadium. If every metro city builds these districts, it will only water down what makes these suburbs authentic. I'll explain why and cover the latest news of the night. This Saturday from 11 to midnight on the Nightcap with Jared Yamamoto.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed right here on 95.5 WSB. Chris, we're barreling through 2026, but it's still early, and that means it's still a great time to get organized in your financial life. And here's the good news for folks listening out there. Hoffman Financial Group is here to help with that, aren't we?
Yeah, so we make it simple, right? And it goes back to saving people time. Don't worry about you having to work with us. We work for you. So if you were to reach out to us, we would start with something as simple as the portfolio x-ray. Simple as far as your time that you need to provide us some data points on, but we'll take the hours and we'll apply our expertise to generate a pretty comprehensive look at your financial life. Specifically, your risk profile, the fees in your portfolio, the performance over last year, 3 years, 5 years, the last 10 years against benchmarks. We'll also stress test it. Can we go back in time and say what would have happened to your portfolio during the Great Recession or the dot-com bubble that burst or the COVID correction? It'll give you an indication of how much your money is at risk all of those components mixed into one simple 10 to 14 page report. We'll give you a copy of it. We'll walk you through it. And as I say, I have yet to see one that didn't have 2 or 3 golden nuggets, as I call them, of opportunity for you to contemplate possibly enhancing your financial future moving forward.
Make 2026 the year you take control of your financial life with this complimentary offer from Hoffman Financial Group. There's no cost for the portfolio x-ray, and the report is yours to keep. Call 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858 and online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Moments last forever. Since 1982, Solomon Brothers has been Atlanta's trusted destination for engagement rings, wedding bands, and fine jewelry. With the largest selection, a price match guarantee, and one of the strongest trade-up policies available, we make buying jewelry feel personal, not pressured. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves. Helping Atlanta say I do since 1982. Book your private shopping experience online.
Selling your home doesn't have to take over your life. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. With Orchard, it's all about convenience. You get cash up front from your current home so you can buy your next one first. No waiting, no juggling deadlines, no trying to line everything up just right. You move when it's convenient for you. Then Orchard handles the rest. Repairs, upgrades, staging, marketing, everything needed to get your old home sold for top dollar. No constant showings, no last-minute cleanups, no rearranging your schedule around buyers. And when your home sells, you get the proceeds. That's your second payout. It's one streamlined process designed to make your move easier from start to finish. You don't have to manage every step. You don't have to stress over the details. You just move forward. Start with a free home valuation today at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
It's official. President Trump has endorsed Burt Jones for governor.
Burt Jones has been an incredible leader. This man has my complete and total endorsement, and I really want to see him win.
Burt Jones is a trusted Trump conservative who's leading the fight to end Georgia's state income tax.
He's going to make a great, great governor. You will be very happy, Georgia. Burt Jones has my complete and total endorsement.
Paid for by Burt Jones for Georgia.
George Stein, let people know how they can get more George Stein.
Yes, thank you. In your time of need, if you want a battle-tested lawyer, we focus on 2 things. Been arrested for a DUI and want an excellent defense, go to georgestein.com. Been in a motorcycle accident, if somebody calls you to lay your bike down, go to steelhorselaw.com. All
right, Jared, more law stories for the lawman.
From Rolling Stone, our favorite influencer, Clav or Clavicular, has been sued for allegedly injecting an underage influencer with an unapproved drug.
Now, this is like something for her, like he was injecting this into her face. There's actually, this was done live on, I don't know, what is he on? Twitch, Discord thing? I don't know what.
He's on Kick. And
well, there you go, Kick.
And the influencer is Alora Ziva.
And so what's happened now is she's like 18. Was she 18
Yeah,
then,
she's 18.
Right? I think she's a little older now. Whatever. She's gotten out of the business. And she's looking back and she's saying, hey, this guy wasn't appropriate in many ways, but this is the one that she's really trying to get him on, is that he shot her up in the face with some kind of thing that's supposed to make her look better. And but she was 18. Is that, I mean, if she was 18, isn't she of age?
Well, it depends on the jurisdiction. You know, in many jurisdictions, if you're 18, you can consent to certain things. Apparently, I think he was sort of a mentor of hers of sorts.
Yeah, he was helping her he wanted her to be the female face of Looksmax.
Right.
The way that he's the male face.
Apparently, she had chubby cheeks. And,
that's terrible.
And so in an effort to
poor girl.
Get her cheeks to tone down a little bit, he gave her this injection that was unapproved drug, and therein lies the problem. You know, in order to lose.
Oh, it was unapproved. It's not FDA approved. It's like a thing. Okay.
Yeah, it was just sort of like I don't know where he got it from, but ultimately it precipitated a charge of battery and intentional infliction of emotional distress and fraud.
Hey, can I ask you something about this, though? This is like, it's not, sometimes I wonder about this with people once they become 35 and 40 and they look back and they have a different idea. But, she's 18 years old. At the time, she's quite willing. She wants to be the face of looks maxing for girls and all that kind of stuff. Like, how much does the law throw in, like, okay, you're regretting something, but it actually wasn't illegal, Because I wonder about this with like those Abercrombie and Fitch models. Remember, they got, now they're in their 40s or something. And they're like, hey, we were exploited. But back then, they were going to parties and they were, having sex with rich guys and whatever, I don't know. And they were enjoying it, But with a little bit of time, they're like, hey, that wasn't right. But they were of age. Like, what does the court do with all of that?
Well, it depends. Each case has, when you take it upon its facts and look at the lawsuit, it has its strengths and its weaknesses. But what people forget, when you bring civil actions against somebody, in order to win, you have to prove that you have damages. And, I guess for emotional distress, when she found out it was an unauthorized drug, she might have a pretty good claim there. The question is, how much is that worth? I mean, did she crawl in a fetal position and she couldn't get out of bed for a year, or was she just upset for 10 minutes?
And also, I guess she's claiming this, but I guess the thing to find out is, was she aware of the fact that it was unauthorized? Because in this world of looks maxing, I think that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't think she was.
Oh, she wasn't aware. Okay, now I'm coming around as a jury member.
Yes.
Because that's weird when you find things like that out after it's in your body, right?
True.
That will freak you out. So, okay, as a jury member, now I'm listening. Thank you very much, George Stein. I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks. Also, I would like to remind people this hour's keyword in the WSB A Grand for Gas giveaway is WIN, win. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBradio.com/gas for your chance to win $1,000. There is a crash cleanup on 85 South in DeKalb. Am I getting that right, Alex Williams?
You are spot on, my friend. I am still watching this crash cleanup. 85 southbound, just below 285. Only one right lane of 85 south is blocked, but the ramps that come in from 285 northbound, the outer loop, that's what's really bunched up where they're blocking the end of that ramp. So that's causing delays there. 85 northbound found some new trouble in Norcross, impacting the right lane just north of Jimmy Carter Boulevard, keeping that ride slow back toward Chamblee-Tucker Road. How's I-20 looking over on the west side of town, Isabella Rodriguez?
I-20 westbound out from 285 is working well right now until you reach Riverside Parkway through Thornton Road. It's a similar situation on I-20 on the eastbound side. It's slow from Thornton Road 282 towards 285. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustDale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
If your mom is anything like mine, she'd rather give a gift than get one. This Mother's Day, give mom something beautiful that gives back with D. Geller & Son Jewelers Stila Vitae collection. These are beautiful, everyday pieces of jewelry crafted in sterling silver, gold, and natural diamonds. The collection includes heart-shaped necklaces, crosses, and earrings, all with a signature teardrop design, a drop of life. Every piece gives back to cure childhood cancer and comes with a booklet showing the love and support behind this incredible gift in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
When there are supply constraints on commodities, prices surge. You saw it with fuel prices, with the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. And you know what else is a limited commodity? Gold. They mine it out of the ground, and when it's gone, it's gone. Governments can't just print more of it. That's why everyone from central banks to savvy savers are diversified with gold. If you've been thinking about it for years, but have still never moved some of your savings into physical gold, Birch Gold Group is who I trust to help you. Stan Bongino, and now through May 29th, Birch Gold is giving first-time gold buyers a rebate of up to $10,000 on qualifying purchases. For details and a free information kit on diversifying into gold, text Dan to the number 989898. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. Text Dan to the number 989898 to see if you qualify for a first-time gold buyer rebate of up to $10,000. Again, text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates apply.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News.
Weather.
Traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top story, it is just in. Spirit Airlines is reportedly going to shut down at 3 a.m. Saturday.
I'm Heather Bosch. Spirit Airlines is a victim of higher fuel prices due to the Iran war, but mostly bad management. That's according to aviation analyst Michael Boyd, who opposes a taxpayer-funded takeover of the airline to keep it afloat.
It's not an airline that can make money. It was a dead airline flying. It's good to let it go. I'm sorry for the employees, but for the government to even give it 10 cents would be an outrage.
Nationwide, Spirit has less than 2% of the market, so Boyd doesn't see a big impact from it failing.
Spirit is the fourth largest carrier in Atlanta behind Delta, Southwest, and Frontier. It is 69 degrees in Atlanta. Rain returns tonight. Will it spoil any weekend plans? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. An international fugitive is taken into custody in Sandy Springs.
U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement reached out to Sandy Springs police when trying to locate a fugitive they believe to be living in the city. Joab da Luz de Freitas is wanted out of Brazil in connection to the murder of his wife and ongoing physical abuse of another woman. With the information on his whereabouts from police, ICE agents took the suspect into custody. He's expected to be deported to Brazil on pending homicide charges. Mary Ryan Howarth, 95.5 WSB.
Cobb County police are trying to find a suspected child molester. He's accused in 2 molestation cases in Cobb and some in Douglas County and the city of Douglasville. Police say he's known to frequent the areas around Oak Ridge and Blair Ridge Road. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Georgia will not be redrawing voting maps for this year's elections after a Supreme Court ruling this week limiting the use of the Voting Rights Act. Governor Kemp says it's too late in the election process with early voting already underway. Kennesaw State political science professor Kerwin Swint says that's not surprising.
I don't think that after voting has started, as it has in Georgia with early voting, you can now go back and redraw district lines. That would be so incredibly messy.
However, the governor hints he may call lawmakers back for a special session to draft new maps that could be used in 2028. Former President Joe Biden is endorsing Keisha Lance Bottoms in Georgia's race for governor. He makes the announcement today in a video message.
Georgia, she's ready. She's been ready. Keisha Lance Bottoms for governor now. I'm proud to be in her corner, just like she was in mine. Let's get this thing done.
It's Biden's first endorsement since leaving office last year. Atlanta's former mayor served as a senior advisor in the Biden administration. A rally is held at KIPP Atlanta Collegiate High School today, calling on the community to come together in finding 16-year-old Benjamin Braithwaite. Principal Arthur Washington says the teenager's been missing since Monday.
He has a large group of people. His tribe, his family at KIPP Atlanta Collegiate really loves him and miss him, and, we want to see him come home safe.
The Atlanta airport is also calling for help. One of the airport's employees is the boy's mother. Drivers continue to see a dramatic increase in gas prices. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick says the rising prices are hurting consumers and merchants.
These transportation costs are going to remain elevated for the foreseeable future, and they are going to be creating a problem for businesses which need to either pass those costs along to their customers or absorb them.
AAA reports today's national average for a gallon of gas is up to $4.39. Prices in Georgia are at $3.80 a gallon. A popular music streaming service says it's trying to crack down on music generated by artificial intelligence.
Spotify now says it's going to hand out special verification check marks to artists on the platform, intended to distinguish human-made music from AI-generated content. The company says it's taking into account signifiers of human behavior, like whether the band in question has toured tour dates or a social media presence.
Mike Dobusky reports Spotify says it will be a slow rollout, meaning you may not see that green check mark right away. It is 5:34. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Hey, Bill, still watching the crash cleanup in DeKalb County, 85 southbound at 285, exit 95. Only one right lane of 85 south is blocked. They're still holding the end of the on-ramp from 285 north to 85 south, so cars having to scoot over a little bit earlier than usual. The northbound ride's pretty jammed up into Norcross due to a crash. It's been impacting the right lane just north of Jimmy Carter Boulevard. And 75 northbound, still a little slow between Kennesaw and Ackworth, 575 up toward Highway 92. Keeping an eye on the ride through downtown. How's that looking, Isabella Rodriguez?
The ride is still looking a bit crowded, especially heading into Midtown, with slowdowns starting on 85 southbound past the Georgia 400 merge and on 75 southbound on Northside Drive. And it's looking pretty similar on the northbound ride on 75-85 at University Avenue up through into Midtown. From the TrustSale.com Traffic Center, next report in less than 10 minutes. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Cloudy skies this evening as rain showers return to the metro area. The rain will be steady through tomorrow morning and then drying out tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures tonight falling into the low 50s as the sun returns tomorrow afternoon, staying cool with a high around 68, dropping down into the 40s for Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, sunshine, highs in the upper 60s. Monday and Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, morning lows in the 50s, daytime highs in the low to mid 70s.
And right now, 65 in Cummings, 69 in Brookhaven, 65 in Palmetto. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Steel Horse Law are 100% local. Get your free Rider's Advantage card at steelhorselaw.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, sufficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA
MCO.
Water is definitely your home's worst enemy, and your roof is your first line of defense. But how's your roof holding up? Home Fix It Show host Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Do this. Take a walk around your house. Notice any granules in your downspouts and gutters are scattered underground around your home? Granules are the protective coating on shingles. They look like small black rocks or sand, but they tend to come off as your roof ages, and if you're seeing them, your old roof may need replacing. When your roof needs replacing, you need Findlay Roofing. Findlay is a team I trust. They've mastered the roof replacement process with impeccable, high-quality work. Findlay has seen it all, they've replaced it all, and they've warrantied it all. Plus, Findlay stands behind their work with a lifetime leak-free warranty on labor and materials at no additional cost. They also offer 0% financing. So when your roof needs replacing, think of Findlay first. Get started today with a free roof analysis. Schedule now at FindlayRoofing.com.
All right. I don't watch. How long has it been now? Jared might follow my life better than I do on this one. When did I stop watching 24-hour news? Or just any, I don't watch any.
8 years ago.
Something, yeah. So it's been a long time. But I see what happens is, even though I don't watch it, if there's something newsworthy that happens or something we can comment on, there'll be a story about it, and then we'll go find the audio. So did this happen yesterday, Jared? Last night?
Talk about the Scott Jennings?
Yeah, CNN. So I don't know what's happened recently.
I believe it happened last night.
Okay, on a show called Newsnight.
Oh, that's a good one. Good
Is
name.
that the better one?
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, they get crazy. They get loose. Some cocktails. It's Newsnight.
Let their hair down.
That's right.
Unbutton the top button.
That unbutton the top collar.
I said button. I changed it.
We know that you're afraid of buttons. You have a fear of buttons. We understand how this works.
Can't even say the word.
So it says here in Yahoo Entertainment, by the way, owned by the same people who own us. I should throw that in there, right?
Yahoo!
Yeah, that's only 100 years old. That worked, though. They took over the world. So it says here, CNN's diehard Donald Trump loving commentator. I get the editorial slant coming out of this. I doubt there are many people that were referred to as Joe Biden loving commentators by Yahoo Entertainment. But his name is Scott Jennings. What's his background? Anybody know?
He used to work in the Bush administration.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I think that's how this got going, because the guy they were arguing about Iran, and this guy, according to Yahoo, is a Donald Trump loving commentator. So he was in favor of Iran, and I think that the other guy, Adam Mockler.
That's right.
He's a progressive.
Yeah, he's only 23.
Oh, okay, that's probably annoyed him. Having a 23-year-old beat you in a debate, that can be. So, in Scott Jennings' defense, he has it's impossible to make to debate that the Iran war is going great, and it's great for everybody. But I think that he had mentioned earlier, before this bit of a meltdown, that hey, you didn't even see that there was a problem with Iraq, right?
Yes.
So you. All right, so he basically, at some point, the Scott Jennings, the Donald Trump loving commentator, he said he apparently this other guy's hand got too close to his face.
And you hear that
so
moment.
He thought, and my understanding is it didn't get very close to his face, but
no, he was just getting frustrated.
Let's go. Let's hear this.
I debated you on TV 4 to 6 weeks ago, and you said we were weeks away from it. Now you're making condescending remarks because you can't defend the fact that this war is not going your way. Wait, one more time.
Not going your way.
Name one political concession.
Name
one political concession.
Hey, whoa. Honestly, I'm not going to have this guy's in my face.
Everybody, hang tight.
Honestly.
Okay.
Hang tight.
No, everybody, calm down. Okay.
Boys, girls.
We're having a debate.
I'll have a
Kamala. Yeah.
We're having a debate. We're going to look at the moon later.
Come on, everybody, lighten up.
Come on, everybody. This is a debate. Let's calm down.
It's got to be difficult. These people who, are just trying so hard to be loyal. It is this idea that you're trying to argue that the Iran war, number one, is good for Americans, that the Americans are in favor of it, and that it's going well. It's got to be. I mean, you got to get frustrated. You got to go out there like you want Donald Trump to love you, and you don't want to be seen as disloyal. And you got to go out there and just say this absurd stuff. And not everybody is just as unbelievably good at it as Caroline Levitt. I mean, she is the best at it. I mean, Hegseth looks like a goofball when he does it. Kash Patel looks like a goofball. Caroline Levitt has the ability to kind of do this and just keep on moving. I saw her the other day. She was saying something along the lines of everybody in America, not everybody, but almost most people in America understand that President Trump has achieved every goal he was after with the Iran. And it's just you, the press, that can't seem to understand this. And of course, this guy in some polls is where Jimmy Carter was, but I think much earlier in an administration. Obviously, Jimmy Carter only had one, but so unless or is the idea that these people who do the polls now, they don't even try.
Yeah, they're lying.
You're in Jimmy Carter territory, and they've got zero evidence. Is this the thinking? I mean, no, it's not the thinking. It's the messaging to core MAGA. We're going to need you in November. We need some believers because we're going to tell people that the election was rigged and we're not going to recognize it. And we're going to need some people in this country to back us up on that. And over the years, there is this small, I call them core MAGA, who have been convinced by the president that he's the only one that will ever tell them the truth. And so they should ignore anybody else. And all of the other news is fake. And it just seems to me that more and more, the messaging from the White House is just strictly to that core MAGA because they know they're going to get their asses handed to them in November, and their plan is to say it was rigged, and there's going to be a whole thing that goes on where the military is going to come in probably and start taking ballots from places. Trump's going to have some kind of national emergency. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's on the table. And the reason I've figured out, my speculation is, how can they say, because all politicians spin, right? But how can they just say, the sky is green and with a straight and the grass is blue with a straight face? And the only, these are smart people. They made their way to where Caroline Leavitt's a smart person. The reason is because they need that coterie of people who believe they only get the truth from Trump himself, because somebody in the country has to believe them when they start doing all this stuff. And more nefariously, maybe hit the streets over it. I don't know. But that's the only explanation for, individually, it's I want to be seen as loyal to the president because, they just want to, I don't know, luxuriate in his radiance or something. I don't know.
You just want to be seen in good graces, yeah.
Yeah, and they're on the right side. But that's all that I can figure out with this stuff. This guy that was debating Scott Jennings, the Donald Trump-loving commentator, according to Yahoo News, he knows the reality. He was in an administration. He knows that this isn't this idea that Trump knew all of this and this was fine and $5 gas if it goes there is fine. He knows that's not true, but he's got to put on a straight face, and sometimes you crack a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's only one. I mean, Caroline Leavitt, the only person, Caroline Leavitt, Kash Patel, Pete Hegseth, these types. Because from Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance, you can sense their discomfort, right?
For sure. They definitely advance.
But there's no discomfort from Hegseth. There's no discomfort from Kash Patel. There's no discomfort from Caroline Leavitt.
When Kristi Noem was in the administration, there was no discomfort from her either. She was just like 100% toting.
Well, you
that
couldn't
line.
tell because her face is so tight.
That's true. That's true.
She may have been frowning the whole time. Inside.
Plus, her husband was wearing balloons in his shirts.
Oh, yeah.
She had a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know,
she had. Well, you think it's possible that that she just knew nothing about that?
No.
It is possible.
I don't think it's possible. Listen, is it possible?
I don't. If she would have found out that he was. If she would have found out that he was showing his face and acknowledging that he was her husband during these conversations, surely she would have stepped in and said, "Look, you got to be a little more discreet."
He
What do you
She
think,
can say all
Autumn?
she wants, but he doesn't have to listen.
Well, she should have started the divorce proceedings early on to kind of save face.
They were probably high school sweethearts, and their love grew apart, guys.
And he was hanging out with Mike Vrabel.
Boy, on that one, I know that it's not a sports show, so we really haven't gotten into all that much. But every new cycle with this Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini, at the very beginning, it was impossible to believe that he wouldn't be the coach this year for the New England Patriots because he took him to the Super Bowl in his first year as coach. But now I'm just like, boy, if one more thing happens, if one more thing comes out, because, right now she's sticking to the original story and he's basically thrown her under the bus. So what if she's mad at him? What if she knows something from 6 years ago? What if she knows something he did underhanded when he was the Titans coach? If one more thing, it seems impossible over this, but I'm beginning to believe that I'm going to put it at 17.5% chance at this point, where it was 0 until about a week ago.
Hasn't she gone dark for the most part?
She has gone dark, but she's in her resignation letter, she stuck to the cover story that they agreed upon in the beginning, and he's out there telling people that he has to go to rehab. Well, what's he going to rehab for? Because he ran into a bunch of girls on a hike?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the reason. All right, there is a crash on 85 North in Norcross, and Alex Williams is about to tell you all about it.
Yes, sir. We got it on the jam cam, Eric. 85 northbound, just north of Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. They got it pretty much off to the right, so that's alleviated a tad bit of the pressure, but it's still slow on 85 North getting past the 285 merge. That 85 southbound crash, that's still working now, mostly off to the right, just south of 285. While 285 eastbound, a little slow between Dunwoody and Dorville. That southbound ride, the brake lights will stay with you down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Looking at 285 over on the west side with the help of Isabella Rodriguez.
West side perimeter drivers, 285 southbound is working well out from I-75 until you reach Atlanta Road. Then it's a slow ride down towards I-20. And then on 285 northbound, you'll be tapping the brakes out from I-20 up into Atlanta Road. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the Trustdale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Start your workday.
This isn't a black and white story, and there are a lot of unanswered questions. That's my initial take.
Mark Arrow.
Leaned over because I can't see out of the icy window.
Getting you through your morning.
It might be the end of the day. A question of, do the ends justify the means?
Mark Arrow. Monday at 9 a.m.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Scott Slade here with the president of Loud Security Systems, John Loud. A job when it comes to protecting your business and employees, compromise isn't an option.
Exactly, Scott. At Loud Security, we provide extensive commercial security systems so you can be sure your assets, employees, and property are under constant vigilant protection.
And you cover it all. 24/7 intrusion detection, live video monitoring with virtual guard response, even smart access control.
Plus, fully managed life safety systems, fire alarm, and fire suppression systems, including fire extinguishers and sprinkler inspections.
With customizable solutions, real-time alerts, and your team blending today's technology with old-fashioned service, business owners can stay focused on what they do best.
That's the Loud Security Systems promise. Business security monitoring you can trust.
So trust the local experts at Loud Security. Call today, mention me, Scott, and get 3 months free monitoring when you get Loud.
Loud Security Systems. Call 678-GET-LOUD.
Why is Channel 2 Action News Georgia's #1 morning news? Brian Monahan and Storm Tracker 2 HD, a certified meteorologist tracking storms, warning you up to 5 minutes faster. Channel 2 Action News this morning, starting at 4:30.
I'm Channel 2's George Estevez. When stories break, they unfold in real time. We have multiple reporters live in your neighborhood, so when it matters most, you know how it affects your family. Channel 2 Action News every day at 4, 5, and 6.
School is almost out now. You know what that means. Backyard barbecues, pool days, plenty of people seeing your home, too. So do what I did and get your place looking clean with Wise Guys Pro Wash. One call, quick quote, they handled everything. House, patio, the driveway, too. Sparkling clean, and I didn't even need to be home. Mention me, Chris Chandler, and you'll get $70 off your next service. Book now at wiseguysprowash.com before spots fill up.
Looking for something this weekend? Head to Lakewood 400 Market, where shopping feels like an adventure. Shop over 500 booths packed with home decor, fashion, art, collectibles, and one-of-a-kind finds. Grab a bite, bring a dog, make a day of it. Lakewood 400 Market. Discover something you didn't know you were looking for.
Spring in Atlanta means one thing. Summer heat is right around the corner. Now is the time to schedule an AC tune-up from Jape Services. I'm Daniel Jape, and at Jape Services, our licensed technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your air conditioning system to run more efficient and help prevent future breakdowns. But if you do need a new system, now's a great time. 0% financing and instant rebates of up to $1,000. Keep your family cool and comfortable all summer long with Jape Services.
Jape Services.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Thinking about that, Tom Brady is not a person that outside of football, I've never seen any evidence that he's a particularly smart person. But the smartest thing he ever did was leaving the Patriots and winning. Now, the smart part, you can't be guaranteed you can win a Super Bowl after that, but it all worked out. So the smartest thing he ever did was to, after winning 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots, leaving, going to another team, and winning a Super Bowl with another team. Because you just look at the Patriots, and I think, and I've always kind of pushed back on this, even as a Bills fan. I love football, and I love the meritocracy of it all. And so I've always pushed back on them as being these cheaters, but they are a bizarre bunch.
Yeah.
Yes,
they
I
are.
mean, what other organization? I mean, the crazy success in the dynasty and all that, but what other organization? You got Spygate, Deflategate, Spygate 2, the owner with the massage parlor thing.
Hey.
Right? Then you've got then Bill Belichick leaves and his whole scandalous, kind of thing with his I don't know. What is she, 25 now? She was like 21 when they got together. You got this Vrabel Rossini thing that's going on now. Remember, the ownership, now we know, tried to keep the New York Post from running the pictures. And then once the New York Post ran the pictures, they acted like they'd seen them for the first time, and our coach told us to, what I mean? Like, they were already running some sort of, a PR thing to try to get out of this before the pictures were taken, by keeping them before the pictures were posted at the New York Post, by not letting that happen. You see what I mean? They were already doing, like, damage control. And then once it came out, they acted like, well, no, hey, listen, the coach says that he just ran into her, then he just ran it. This is after they've already been trying to keep the story from coming out. And I think at some point, so many people, I'm late to this because a lot of other people have gone there earlier, are just going to be like, none of what they did even matters, because they're just a bizarre bunch of criminals. And not like the way that criminals, like, usually that's almost like a fan thing about players on the field. This isn't even really about the players on the field. It's about the organization itself. And so and a lot of people would have been able to look at those 6 rings from Tom Brady and go, oh yeah, because because they'll cheat and lie and do whatever. The smartest thing in the world is that he left. And the fact that he went to another team and won a Super Bowl, I believe the year he left, right?
It was.
It was this first year that he left. He went and won another Super Bowl, and then I think the year after got to the playoffs, right?
Yeah, he sure did.
The fact that he did that keeps him from getting dragged down. But you know what I mean? It would be easy for people to say that's not even real.
Hey, listen, my whole thing with the Patriots, Eric, is be weird and you get those dubs. Be
That's
weird,
right.
get the dubs.
Yeah, come on, Arthur Blank. Start doing some weird stuff.
Yeah, let's go, Arthur.
We need it.
To twerk.
All right, Alex Williams says it's a full house into Midtown.
Yeah, one of our slowest rides left this Friday evening around Metro Atlanta, Eric. The toughest part of it, 85 South stacks in right at 400, 75 from North Side. Not going to find any relief until you make that commute down to I-20. That's where it gets a tad better. 75, 85 northbound, still seeing the brake lights glowing University Avenue as you make your way up past Peachtree, Pine Street. Keeping an eye on 75 on the south side. It's Isabella Rodriguez.
That's right. The south side is stacked up, especially on 75 southbound at Hudson Bridge Road into McDonough, and also heading out from Locust Grove through McDonough. This report is brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing. From the TrustDale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle crash, you're probably asking, who do I trust? There's only one firm to call, friends, the attorneys at Sweet James. You've seen them all over Atlanta. Here's what makes them different. Many of the Sweet James attorneys used to represent insurance companies, so they know how they work and what comes next. Sweet James steps in, takes over, helps you get to the right doctors, and handles your case so you can focus on healing. They fight to get you the most money possible and help you get back on the road. They've recovered over $2 billion for injured accident victims, and you pay nothing unless they win. Call for a free case review, 800-9-million, 800-900-0000, and sweetjames.com.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
Hi, I'm Jacob, your friend and an actual jeweler at Chain Company. I'm proud to work for a family business that's been committed to the highest quality standards for nearly 100 years. Your dream engagement ring is designed for quality every step of the way. We set your diamond by hand, never with machines. Prong tips are beautiful and secure, and intricate details are thoughtfully crafted. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend knows true love deserves the highest quality. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Mother's Day is next Sunday, and I think we all want to make it Mom's most special day ever. This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, where we've been helping Atlanta tell Mom thank you since 1939. Jewelry is such a special Mother's Day gift. It's precious, valuable, one of a kind, just like Mom. At D. Geller & Son, we're true jewelry experts, so we can help you find something for Mom that says it all, like our personalized jewelry collection, where she can represent all her children with their initials or colorful assortments of birthstones. Timeless pieces like diamond studs and tennis bracelets are D. Geller & Son's specialty, hand-selected diamonds that outshine the rest at Atlanta's best value. For the mom who'd rather give a gift than receive one, do both with our Stilla Vitae collection. Beautiful symbolic jewelry that directly supports cure childhood cancer with every purchase. At D. Geller & Son, the options are endless, and you've got generations of expertise to make sure you can find the perfect one. Let's make this the best Mother's Day ever at D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
During our Latin Flavors event, Kroger brand 80% lean ground beef in 3-pound rolls are only $5.99 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top story, travelers react to what may be the end of the line for Spirit Airlines.
Sad because it's like we use it a lot.
There are multiple reports saying the cash-strapped airline will cease operations at 3 a.m. Saturday. WSB travel editor Peter Greenberg tells us what this means if you're already booked on a Spirit flight.
You paid for a Spirit ticket with a credit card, and almost 99% of the people do, then you're protected under the federal credit law to get your money back from the credit card company. That doesn't put you on another airplane right away. But at least right now, if you got that Spirit ticket, hold on to it until you hear otherwise.
President Trump says the government has presented a final bailout proposal to Spirit. It is 68 degrees in Atlanta. When does the rain return? And will it be around all weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. The GBI arrests a Cobb County attorney on charges of pandering and sexual battery.
Following an undercover investigation, police say 77-year-old Roger Curry of Austell is accused of soliciting sexual acts from a client. Detectives also say they found evidence of a sexual battery as well. Curry has his own law practice. It's based in Marietta. Detectives are asking anyone who had similar interactions with the attorney to contact the GBI or Cobb County Police. Keith Cromwell, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia's elections are still a go this year, even after this week's Supreme Court ruling weakening the Voting Rights Act.
Governor Kemp says in a new statement he believes it's too late to redraw voting maps for this election cycle, a sentiment Kennesaw State political science professor Kerwin Swint agrees with.
Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, several other states, Mississippi, I think, are just boxed in because candidate qualifying is over. The primaries are just too close.
But the governor says it's clear the maps will need to be redrawn prior to 2028. Swint says it's likely the governor will call a special session to redraw the maps before his term ends. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Paying tribute to a giant in Georgia politics.
He was a strong advocate for our HBCUs. He supported our land-grant schools, including UGA.
Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens is among those honoring the late Georgia Congressman David Scott at the state capitol today. A homegoing service will be held tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Elizabeth Baptist Church in southwest Atlanta. President Trump says the fighting in Iran has terminated. His letter to Congress comes on the 60-day mark since the start of the war. White House correspondent Selena Wang reports that's the deadline for the War Powers Resolution, when the president must get congressional approval to continue the hostilities.
President Trump in this letter, as well as his administration officials, have been arguing that this 60-day clock doesn't apply to them. The president writing in this letter that, quote, the hostilities have terminated as part of this broader argument that the ceasefire that started on on April 7th has essentially paused the clock here.
Georgia State University celebrates federal funding for a new pioneering mobile health clinic.
The wheels are in motion for planning Georgia State's Health on Wheels mobile clinic.
We are very excited about this.
Lewis College of Nursing Dean Juan Balmo says the bus will champion the Healthy People 2030 goals of preventive health care.
Really, this mobile clinic can potentially narrow the health disparities, right, in health screening, immunization, risk reduction among particularly the socioeconomically underserved population around Atlanta.
It also means dedicated clinical space required for students to graduate. Dean Moe hopes to see Health on Wheels hit the road in a year. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
We have an update now on the South Georgia wildfires. There is some progress to report. The biggest is the Pineland Road fire. It's now 40% contained and has burned 33,000 acres so far. The Highway 82 fire now about 45% contained with nearly 22,000 acres burned. They are expecting some rain to help out in the area this weekend. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic starts with Alex Williams.
Hey, Bill, refreshing the ride to the northern suburbs, 75 northbound. You're looking great through Marietta, but don't be fooled. Brake lights will find you. You're going to be pretty slow through Kennesaw into Ackworth from 575 up to Highway 92. 575 northbound, tapping the brakes past Bells Ferry into Woodstock. 400 northbound, a clean shot out of Sandy Springs into Alpharetta. How's 85 looking toward Gwinnett? Isabella Rodriguez.
We're looking at progress for drivers in Norcross. That crash on 85 northbound past Jimmy Carter Boulevard has cleared, but we're still seeing delays back to I-285. And the ride on 85 northbound at Old Peachtree Road in Duluth is heavy with slowdowns extending into Swanee. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustSale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here is meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Cloudy skies this evening as rain showers return to the metro area. The rain will be steady through tomorrow morning and then drying out tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures tonight falling into the low 50s as the sun returns tomorrow afternoon, staying cool with a high around 68, dropping down into the 40s for Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, sunshine, highs in the upper 60s. Monday and Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, morning lows in the 50s, daytime highs in the low to mid 70s.
Right now it's 67 in Stone Mountain, 66 in Canton, and 65 in Peachtree City. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Loud and proud, Caiaccio. Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine. The last hour of the week of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins... Excuse me?
Right now.
Right now. Look at that circus freak. Ladies and gentlemen, he can gargle water.
Coffee. It's coffee.
Is it hot?
Coffee.
No, it cooled off.
All right.
I can't take tepid coffee. My coffee has to be very, very hot.
It's still warm, but I hear you. It's
Yeah,
so
just
hot
a-
it burns
just-
your mouth where you have blisters.
No, I don't want it to burn my mouth, but I want it to be just below that. Whatever temperature it has to be, 1 degree below burning my mouth, that's where I want it.
Do you microwave it a lot if it gets cold?
Yeah, I microwave it. Even we have an espresso machine here that I'm falling in love with. I never thought I'd enjoy like the process of making coffee, because when I wake up, I just want coffee. But I am enjoying it, feeling like a little home barista, if you will, as I make the stuff. But as soon as I make
respect the
it,
trade now. Suddenly you have respect, and you think they should be making $30 an hour. For the work
I think
that
they should
do.
unionize. I think they should take over. I think they should take over the company. Yes, absolutely. It's turned me into a socialist. I love this espresso machine so much. But as soon as it gets done making this great cup of coffee, I pop it in the mic for a minute because I just put the water in the thing on the other side. How hot can that be? It takes no time. It's amazing to me how hot the water can be. This is the amount of time it takes to heat up the water. Like, that's it. How does that happen?
Magic.
Well, that's real magic.
Don't
Unlike
sue
these,
the Keurig.
Yeah.
What's that?
Don't sue the Keurig.
It's not Keurig. This is an espresso machine. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done polluting the planet because of my 2 cups of coffee a day habit. That really did bother me. Not much bothers me, but just throwing those away every day.
But again,
yes,
the reusable Keurig cup.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Stainless steel. This is what this coffee came from. And you buy the fresh coffee,
Mhm.
and you don't throw anything away.
What's the difference? I'm enjoying myself.
Well,
with my
you've
espresso
now.
while
What did you
yucking
do
my
with the
yum.
Keurig machine?
I'm using it as a sex toy. I believe that we should not.
That hyperheating.
Bless you.
I don't just throw things away on them. I get practical about it, you know?
Guys, Earth Month was last month.
Yeah.
Well, it's May now. We're done with Earth
Earth
Month.
Day.
First of all, the
Earth Week.
Earth Month. Earth Year. Thank you very much.
Earth Life.
Thank you very much. And I'm doing my part now. And by the way, the minute, if I'd never bought the Keurig machine, it had to go into a dump at some point, the minute it was made. You're blaming me?
Okay, that's a
That was a stretch. That was a stretch trying to blame me for that. What happens to your car when you get a new one? Or are you going to drive it
the
forever?
point is that you could have saved money and not have now like a superfluous, is that the right phrase?
Superfluous, yes.
Superfluous.
Superfluous, yes, you said it right. I said it wrong.
Superfluous coffee maker. You could have
Yeah.
just gotten the little.
What if I give it to a
stainless steel
friend?
reusable cups?
How about if I give it to a friend?
That's
Is that
a
what
good
you want?
idea.
And then
Yes,
they
I
can
do.
pollute the atmosphere. And
Well, you
the-
see,
the-
Eric, when they pick the coffee, as far away as it is, they have to put it on a boat that goes about as slow as a bicycle.
Can you explain that to me? I'd like every detail if you could.
It has a long way
so-
to go. And so the places that have the coffee already
Yeah.
inside the gas
Uh-huh.
stations,
Yeah.
they have to sell it for what they have it for because they purchased it at a certain price and it's taking too long to get there.
Now I know that I'm right when I refuse to listen to the show when I'm not on it, because I would get such stress. I would get such stress. Not even that it's you guys, like if you did that, who cares? If I was on the show, I wouldn't care. But if I'm listening and I'm not on the show and things aren't going the way I want it to,
Sounds like
I
a
feel
control
like
issue.
they've gotten together. And yeah. You know why? Because it seems to me sometimes they're burning my house down on purpose. That's what they're doing. They're trying to hurt me.
I mean, the listeners definitely think that, this Eric is an idiot. He's not even on today.
Yeah. Listen, I'm aware of the fact that the universe is against me. I get that. I understand.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're aware the universe is you.
Well, I don't want to get too tantric for people. Tantric. I just use that word. I don't even know if it applies. I have no idea even if it applies. I don't want to get too meta on people. But you can't say meta anymore, or people think you're talking about
because the company ruined that word.
Zuckerberg.
Zuck loves it when you bring it up.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that kind of crap going around, I saw this today. I've warned about this. How long has gambling been legal in this country? Like 5 years? 4 or 5 years?
About that, yeah. That sounds right.
28% of Americans gamble daily now.
Wow.
Almost 30%. And, of course, the younger you go, the closer you get
years.
to 18. How many years?
May 14th, 2018.
My goodness, it's been that long. But you know what? It probably took maybe a year and a half, 2 years for this machine that we know now to get going.
Well, yeah,
I can't remember.
That was the Supreme Court. So then the states had to get on board, and each state started allowing it.
So it took a couple of years to get to where we are now. And I think, I'm not sure, I get it confused as the marijuana legalization in states and the gambling legalization. For some reason, 17, 18 is my head. But I'm sure it's more than that for gambling. But that's just, it's astonishing. And, of course, the lower, most of these people are in the 18 to 35 category. So the younger you get, and that's starting a lifelong addiction. And look, I still have like a libertarian streak in me, and I think that, I'm not for laws that tell people they can't do stuff. But this is, I think we're really probably now just beginning. You're probably just going to, it's been enough time now where you're just going to start getting the stories, where at what point does it become the opioid crisis? It will, at some point, it will be compared to the opioid crisis. We're not there yet. But I don't know if it's another year or another 2 years. But, the opioid crisis was the end for a lot of people was that it was ruining families, right? That entire families are being ruined by this. Maybe the father loses his job and blah, blah, blah. I think the same thing is we're going to get, this is going to be seen as a crisis. It's a crisis in the making, I will say. And this is going to be seen as a crisis.
What was that percentage again? 28?
28% of Americans gamble daily. That's
And so, like, the All-Star
365
break.
times a year.
Yeah, so the All-Star break in the summer for baseball, when there are no other professional sports and there's no baseball, they'll go in and they'll gamble on some Chinese basketball or something they don't know
Yeah.
anything about. So you can't even make
Just to
supposed
gamble?
informed decisions.
Yeah, that's the whole thing is with these, we think of it as, because, it gets up to like 60% if you say people who gamble once a year, right? Or once or twice a year. And that's not a problem. A lot of that is office pools for March Madness, the Super Bowl, big events, that kind of thing. And so I guess like it's like 60% of people gamble once or twice a year. And that's the way that it's always been. Before it was even legal, like people would make a bet with friends or make a bet with a bookie about the Super Bowl, things like that. And you always have those hardened gamblers, the ones who end up getting beaten up by thugs because they don't pay their they don't pay their guy back quick enough. And now it's just a matter of, well, there's be no thugs that get sent around. You just, you lose your house because you can't pay your mortgage anymore, and then you got to sit down with your family and tell them what you've been doing for the last 6 months. And you kept on going, thinking one more, and I'll get it all back. And now there's no one more. There's going to be a lot of that in this country. And by the way, it leads to domestic violence. It leads to a lot of other things, as you can imagine, as people have just realized they've thrown their lives away. They might take that out on others. So
I'm surprised no athletes have been attacked yet, because people get really nasty online about
Oh, because
them.
they messed up or didn't do what they needed.
Yeah. If you said the certain player's going to get 15 points in an NBA game, they get 14, and then the names they have to be called.
Oh, they do.
Sure.
They get
Yeah.
attacked all the time for that, especially where
attacked verbally, though, but nobody's been attacked physically.
No, but like online.
But they're
it's been
college
insane.
athletes that also. So New York State, for example, doesn't allow you to bet on player props for college, which I think is smart, because then you're getting into the individual players. But
I
certain
think player
states
props
do.
ought to be off the table for all of it. But go ahead.
But I think with college athletes, they're probably more accessible too. So if you're in a state and it's just a kid who's going to a school, and you are crazy enough after you lose a bunch of money, you probably could find them.
People are brutal, especially in
Oh, yeah,
the
you're
SEC
right, yeah.
country here, where you can make these prop bets on individual games that are like SEC football games. And I mean, I'll jump in, I'll look over at some of their X feeds of these athletes, and I mean, people are insane when they don't hit their bets on there. It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you know how bad it feels when your team just doesn't go all the way, right?
Yeah.
Or they lose a game that you don't think they should in the
Why add
playoffs
to
or
that?
whatever. You get angry, you're yelling at the screen, you're yelling at the people. But
Come
then,
on,
you know,
Gunnar Stockton. I wanted you to get 2 touchdowns, man. What the heck?
And so, but if you've lost everything over it, you can kind of understand. It's going to be, look, I don't have all the answers. I'm like the doctor who can diagnose things. I have no prescription. I'm just telling you that it's coming.
The
That's
baby's
all I'm
ugly.
saying.
Will they ever make it illegal again?
No, I don't think they'll. No,
Yeah.
no. The industry is too big, and by the way, when companies make money now, that becomes the overriding. Look at all this ridiculous amount of money that's going into AI. I see that Apple had a great quarter. I think a lot of the Wall Street is actually riding on the fact that Apple tops their earnings estimates. And I was thinking about it as, I don't know if they did it on purpose or if they just lucked into it. They're not spending all this money on AI. They're the only big company that is not burning millions of dollars a day on this ridiculous AI thing that is going to be something in the future, but it's not going to be. It's not going to cure cancer anytime soon.
OpenAI fell short. They're not public yet, but there was a report about
Hold
how
on
they're
to that.
tracking internally.
No. It's starting to collapse. It's starting to collapse. We can talk about that more on the other side. Right now, brake lights. Brake lights, says Alex Williams. It says here 385 in Dunwoody. I'm sure that's a mistake.
That was a
and
test.
it's actually it's a 285.
Yeah, I was testing you, Eric. I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure. Yes, sir. 285 eastbound. We are watching those brake lights in Dunwoody. They started right around Georgia 400, just on and off the brakes as you head over to Peachtree Boulevard, exit number 31. A lot of that traffic bunched up trying to exit off onto Peachtree Boulevard. You're going to stay sluggish through Tucker into Clarkston down to Highway 78. They actually just cleared a stall 285 southbound at Chamblee Tucker. And some northbound delays on 285 north trying to get onto I-85 northbound where that ride had been slow due to early earlier trouble up in Norcross that's all gone. Watching this slow ride through the heart of the city, it's Isabella Rodriguez.
Traffic is still building into Midtown right now. On 85 southbound, delays start past that Georgia 400 merge, and on 75 southbound, you'll start slowing near Northside Drive. The north side of 75-85 is not much better. It's heavy from University Avenue up into Midtown. This report is sponsored by your Atlanta Braves. Get ready for May in the A as the Cubs, Red Sox, and Nationals all come to Truist Park. Visit Braves.com/May in the A to see all the great deals. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country. Next, report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustSale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews from the Von Hessler Doctrine, inviting you to join me for The Popcast, my weekly pop culture and entertainment show. Joining me this week, it's jam-packed. WWE superstar The Miz, along with Roxy Diaz, talk about the return of American Gladiators. Plus, from TBS sitcom Sullivan and Son, actor Vivian Bang from right here in Dunwoody. She has a brand new play she's putting on at Pullman Yards. You don't want to miss this episode of The Popcast tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on 95.5 WSB.
So you've got an unused car just taking up space, costing you money for insurance? Hey, it's Shelley Winter for Cars for Kids. You know, 1-877 Cars for Kids. I just can't help singing the jingle. It's stuck in my head, and it's stuck in yours too. So go ahead, donate that old car already. Cars for Kids will take any car, any condition, and make it easy and convenient. You'll even get a vacation voucher and tax deduction. Get started at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Hey, that was our exit. We're going to miss the first pitch.
Just got to make a stop at Kroger. I promised I'd bring nachos.
Nice. You have the Upside app too, right?
Upside? What's that?
Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you buy groceries. And they just added Kroger stores in Atlanta.
Wait, I can get money back just for buying groceries?
Yep. And right now, you can get an extra $10 bonus on your first Kroger trip with the app. That's up to $25 cash back on one grocery run.
Even this Kroger store right here?
Yes. Now pull over. Let's get some cash back on those nachos.
Upside is now available for Kroger stores in the Atlanta area. Download the free Upside app and use promo code ATL7 to get a $10 bonus on your first purchase at Kroger. That's promo code ATL7 to get a $10 bonus. Remember, use promo code ATL7.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Selling your home doesn't have to take over your life. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. With Orchard, it's all about convenience. You get cash up front from your current home so you can buy your next one first. No waiting, no juggling deadlines, no trying to line everything up just right. You move when it's convenient for you. Then Orchard handles the rest. Repairs, upgrades, staging, marketing, everything needed to get your old home sold for top dollar. No constant showings, no last-minute cleanups, no rearranging your schedule around buyers. And when your home sells, you get the proceeds. That's your second payout. It's one streamlined process designed to make your move easier from start to finish. You don't have to manage every step. You don't have to stress over the details. You just move forward. Start with a free home valuation today at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
Pet owners and parents know the struggle. Every time dogs or kids go outside, they track mud right back in. If you're tired of scrubbing floors, you need Muddy Mat, the anti-mud mat that cleans paws and shoes before they ruin your home. Only Muddy Mat features thousands of ultra-soft microfibers that are 5 times more absorbent than ordinary mats, instantly trapping dirt and water to protect your floors. Put it by every door, under pet bowls, in the kitchen for spills. It even makes a perfect bath mat, and it's 100% machine washable, so cleanup is effortless.
Since getting Muddy Mat, I don't worry about what my dog gets into. His paws are clean the second he steps off.
No more mopping. I love it. Thank you, Muddy Mat.
Right now, get a free medium Muddy Mat with your order of 2 or more mats at buymuddymat.com. This offer is only available at buymuddymat.com. That's buymuddymat.com. Don't wait. Get your free Muddy Mat today at buymuddymat.com.
Jaron Solomon here, and if you want to absolutely win Mother's Day, listen up. Now through May 10th, when you make a purchase at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, you can receive a free Big Green Egg grill with qualifying purchase. And this year, for all of you out there who have taken us up on this offer before, you also have the option of a brand new Traeger. You give mom something timeless, and you get the grill everybody wants. Visit Solomon Brothers Jewelers or book your appointment at solomonbrothers.com.
Staples has hundreds of ways to grow your business this spring, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through June 13th and save up to $150 on your custom prints. Staples. That was easy.
All right. Well, I don't know. What story do I have enough time to delve in here? You know, we've heard about... Unless I realize I cut you off a little bit, Greg. Was there something more you had to say on that topic?
We were just talking about AI and how it's propping up the markets, and it's not really proven. And I was thinking that OpenAI, a report came out that they're not growing. They're not public yet, but they want an IPO. And they're not growing at the rate that people thought, and the new users isn't growing. And that it didn't tank the market, but tech dropped off the other day because of that.
It's coming. It's coming. It's, you're at a point now. They're still trying to raise more money. I don't know. They want to go public because you get that cash. All Sam Altman wants is he just wants cash. By the way, if you go back and look at a lot of, Trump and Sam Altman are a lot alike in a certain way. You know how Trump is always saying, South Korea has decided that they're going to spend $50 billion over the next 5 years in America. You know, those kind of things that he does, and then it never really comes to fruition. Sam Altman does this all the time. He'll make this announcement that they just agreed to another round of $180 billion. But then when you look into it, it's not really that kind of investment. It's something, it's contingent on OpenAI hitting certain milestones. And they're starting to not hit these milestones. And it's all in there in I guess what you would call the secondary market on private equity. I don't know if people realize how private equity works. I've talked about it before. Basically, because it's private, it's not public. So it's uber wealthy people for the most part. And so there's just a decision that's made. It's like, hey, we're going to invest in this. You want to be a part of that? Well, the difference is you can't get out for whatever the contract is. I don't know if it's 3 years or 5, whatever it is. You can't get out. Well, you can get out, like, removing your 401k quickly. You can get out and it kind of hurts you a little bit. But even then, there's only a certain percentage of people who are allowed to do that, right? Like maybe it's 12% of all the investors in this one fund are allowed to do that. Well, a lot of these funds, they've already hit 12% of the people who have taken the parachute out. And so you've got a bunch of people who are still stuck. The fact that they have to cut it off and say you can't get out tells you there's a lot of people invested in this who want to get out and they can't get out. And so what happens when they can? And you have Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. Now he's talking about building a, 40,000 acre data center somewhere. These data centers are going to be white elephants. If not
he wants to build one
immediately.
himself?
Yeah, he's going to get a bunch of investors together, I guess. and is he not reading? Like, communities hate these things. There's a little thing called local politics that's starting to get in the way of all of this. And they don't have a product. I've said it a million times. I feel like I'm repeating myself. AI doesn't have a product that people feel like they need. You remember being the last family who had internet in the 90s? Right? Your family, you were like embarrassed, right? We need internet. I want it. I've got to have it. There was no policy from the government that said, hey, we'll subsidize your internet. They didn't need to. People wanted it. They felt like they needed it. So far, AI does not have a product like that. And, these investors want a return on all these several billions of dollars they've sunk into this thing. I think it's going to be a disaster. This is not quite a disaster, but Alex Williams has informed.
Before you get to Alex, you hear that music there, Eric?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to give away tickets.
Yeah,
it's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
What am I, the Grinch?
Yeah, come on, Eric.
Win 2 tickets to see Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer Band on Saturday, July 18th at Synovus Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. As I said, not a catastrophe, but Alex Williams has told me that 75 North is slowing into Ackworth.
Yeah, you're right, Eric. Not a catastrophe. Just going to take you a few extra minutes if you're traveling 75 northbound, leaving 575. That's where you'll encounter a few brake lights clearing Parrott Parkway. You'll break free very briefly just to slow again from Wade Green Road up to where we had some trouble clear at Highway 92. How's I-75 looking in Henry County, Isabella Rodriguez?
The ride towards McDonough is working well on 75 southbound, but on 75 northbound heading out from Locust Grove, it starts to slow before McDonough Road, and those delays stay with you into McDonough. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustSale.com Traffic Center. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter for RJ's Auto Body Plus. Now, listen, here's a scenario. This happens every day in Atlanta. A person gets in a wreck, you file a claim with your insurance, then the insurance steers you to their preferred auto body shop for an estimate. It's a short list. They do this because these places are in bed with the insurance companies. They work with the insurance companies to cut corners on your repairs. Do not do this. If you get sick, do you go where your insurance company tells you to go? If you are hurt in an accident, do you go to an attorney where your insurance company tells you to go? No, you go where you're going to get the best care for you. RJ's Auto Body Plus works in your best interest, not the insurance company. Better service, better parts, and paint. And in most cases, a more timely manner. They'll even come get your car and tow it in. Family owned in Marietta, Georgia by my friends Jeff and Edith. Search RJ's Auto Body Plus or 770-955-5020.
It's Scott Slade with John Loud, president of Loud Security Systems. And John, with cameras and video doorbells, some folks may not see the need for a security system. Why should they consider monitored security for their home or business?
Monitored security is all about peace of mind for your business and for your home, especially with proactive video solutions. I highly encourage you to take action 30 days too early instead of 1 day too late. Whether that's getting water detection notification, fire alarm, you also get insurance rate reductions for having a monitored security system.
Loud Security Systems. Call 678. Get loud.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top story, Spirit Airlines may be just hours away from ceasing operations. There are multiple reports out saying the troubled airline plans to shut down at 3 a.m. Saturday. Transportation correspondent Chris Van Cleve has more on what this means for travelers.
If you have a ticket for upcoming travel, that ticket is likely to get canceled and refunded through your credit card company, but obviously you'll need to make new plans and book a new flight. For the people that are midway through a trip, you're on vacation or you haven't made your return yet, you're likely going to need to come up with a backup plan to get home.
Spirit is the fourth largest carrier at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport behind Delta, Southwest, and Frontier. It is 68 degrees in Atlanta. Rain moves in tonight. Will it stick around all day Saturday? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Sandy Springs police help ICE catch a man wanted for murder in another country.
ICE agents reached out to Sandy Springs police for help in locating Joab da Luz de Freitas of Brazil, believing he was in the area. The fugitive has pending homicide charges from the country after his wife is found murdered, and he is connected to ongoing physical abuse reported from another woman. With information from local authorities, agents were able to find the suspect and take him into custody. He's expected to be deported back to Brazil. Mary Ryan Howarth, 95.5 WSB.
A local attorney is in jail after a sex bust by the GBI.
Police charged 77-year-old Roger Curry Vostell with pandering and sexual battery. He's accused of soliciting sexual acts from one of his clients. Curry has his own private law practice based in Marietta. The GBI is asking anyone who may have had similar interactions with Curry to contact them. Keith Cromo, 95.5 WSB.
After this week's Supreme Court ruling limiting the use of the Voting Rights Act, Governor Kemp says it is too late to redraw Georgia's voting maps for this year's elections. Kennesaw State University political science professor Kerwin Swint says this is not just a Georgia problem.
We are in a redistricting arms race around the country.
Even though there won't be a change this year, the governor hints he may call lawmakers back for a special session to draft new maps that could be used in 2028. Former President Joe Biden weighs in on Georgia's race for governor.
Mayor Keisha Lance Bottom. I've known her for a long time,
and she's something special.
Biden releasing a video today endorsing Bottoms. It's his first endorsement since leaving the White House last year. Atlanta's former mayor served as a senior advisor in the Biden administration. President Trump is rejecting Iran's latest peace offer.
They want to make a deal, but I'm not satisfied with it, so we'll see what happens.
The president says Iran's leaders aren't getting along, and it's very disjointed. Trump is also dismissing the 60-day mark for the War Powers Resolution. He tells Congress the fighting in Iran has terminated. Drivers feel the impact of the war with rapidly rising gas prices.
Don't even want to think about the whole cost of filling up my tank.
It just keeps going up.
Some people choosing not to drive at all, maybe stay home.
AAA reports today's national average for a gallon of gas is up to $4.39. That's an increase of almost a dime from yesterday. Prices in Georgia now $3.80 a gallon. A rally today at KIPP Atlanta Collegiate High School calls on the community to come together in finding 16-year-old Benjamin Braithwaite. Principal Arthur Washington says the teenager has been missing since Monday.
We want the family to know that they are supported as well, that they are not in this quest of finding being alone.
The Atlanta airport is also calling for help. One of the airport's employees is the boy's mother. Delta employees are getting a raise. The Atlanta-based airline announces today it's giving about 80,000 workers a 4% pay increase starting June 1st. The exception will be pilots and dispatchers. This is the 5th year in a row Delta employees have gotten a raise. It is 6:34 and time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Bill, still watching a little bit of a slow ride. Definitely much better than it's been all afternoon as you travel 85 northbound out of DeKalb to Gwinnett County. Toughest part of that ride is 85 north between 285 and Pleasantdale Road. A lot of that merging madness there. It'll stay a little sluggish up to Beaver Ruin. 75 northbound, that ride is slowly improving where you are still slow between Wade Green Road and Highway 92, but I expect those delays to quickly thin out. What's it looking like through downtown Atlanta this evening, Isabella Rodriguez?
The northbound ride is busy, especially on 75-85 northbound from University Avenue all the way up into Midtown by those Georgia Tech buildings. And heading into Midtown, you'll also hit delays on 85 southbound past the Georgia 400 merge and on 75 southbound past Northside Drive. Next report in less than 10 minutes from the TrustSale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Cloudy skies this evening as rain showers return to the metro area. The rain will be steady through tomorrow morning and then drying out tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures tonight falling into the low 50s. As the sun returns tomorrow afternoon, staying cool with a high around 68, dropping down into the 40s for Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon, sunshine, highs in the upper 60s. Monday and Tuesday, partly cloudy skies. Morning lows in the 50s, daytime highs in the low to mid-70s.
Right now it's 64 in Noonan, 68 in Midtown Atlanta, 64 in Dunwoody. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Show the mom in your life just how much you appreciate all she is with the perfect Mother's Day gift from Tara Fine Jewelry Company. The latest styles, amazing one-of-a-kind rings, necklaces, and bracelets, luxurious beautiful pearls, diamond stud earrings from brands you know like Mikimoto and De Beers Forever Mark Diamonds. Make it a memorable Mother's Day this year with Tara Fine Jewelry Company, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia in Beaufort, specializing in gifts of love since 1985. Don't forget, Mother's Day is coming Sunday, May 10th.
Hey, that was our exit. We're going to miss the first pitch.
Just got to make a stop at Kroger. I promised I'd bring nachos.
Nice. You have the Upside app too, right?
Upside? What's that?
Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you buy groceries. And they just added Kroger stores in Atlanta.
Wait, I can get money back just for buying groceries?
Yep. And right now, you can get an extra $10 bonus on your first Kroger trip with the app. That's up to $25 cash back on one grocery run.
Even this Kroger store right here?
Yes. Now pull over. Let's get some cash back on those nachos.
Upside is now available for Kroger stores in the Atlanta area. Download the free Upside app and use promo code ATL7 to get a $10 bonus on your first purchase at Kroger. That's promo code ATL7 to get a $10 bonus. Remember, use promo code ATL7.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
The attorneys at Steel Horse Law meet directly with you. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Be honest, when was the last time your home was inspected for termites? Well, you're not alone. Hey, it's Mark Aram with Matt Breda from Breda Pest Management.
Did you know 75% of Georgia homes do not have termite protection? If that's you, what's stopping them from finding your home? Termites are the most destructive bug. They eat 24/7, 365.
Leaving your biggest investment unprotected is tempting termite trouble.
They're called silent destroyers because they could be eating your home right now and you would never know. Unless Breda thoroughly inspects inside and out with infrared cameras and microwave technology for early detection, giving you total peace of mind.
Get termite protection from Breda and your rate is locked in for 10 years. Breda, they handle bugs and critters. BREDA pest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Yeah, here it is in Wall Street Journal today. Shark Tank's Mr. Wonderful is planning one of America's biggest data centers. Kevin O'Leary said he and his local partners in Utah are looking for county approval to build a 40,000-acre project, quote, in a competition with the Chinese, unquote, which I think is, kind of ridiculous because I think what the Chinese do is they're spending all of their money in tech to figure out how to just steal our AI secrets. They're more than happy to let us spend our way into oblivion. And they just, remember that thing they came out, what was it called? Deep Seek or one of those, and it freaked everybody out because they had done so much with so little money. Yeah, well, it came out later because they stole it from us. And so, they're just going to sit back and allow us to just, spend. And besides, even if it wasn't that way, it's like, we can't allow the Chinese to ruin their society before we will ruin our society. Why? That's just, we got to do it. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it will be. Does anybody believe what Sam Altman and Elon Musk tell them anymore? Maybe it will be the greatest thing. If you listen to these guys, it's going to cure cancer. And no one's going to have to work anymore. And we're all going to be rich.
Can't wait. We don't even need a retirement account anymore.
Yeah, that's what Elon Musk said. Stop bothering yourself worrying about retirement. It's not going to be necessary.
So spend all the money.
Spend all the money
you have
Yeah.
right now.
Don't
buy
save.
a Tesla.
Don't save. Just eat your family members when they pass away.
Well, I'm sure Tesla jumped today, right? Didn't Trump announce he's going to tax European automobiles?
Oh, I don't know, another 20 or
25%
50.
tariff them?
Does anybody even like
He has to
any
make up
more?
for the scotch or the whiskey or whatever that he's
Yeah,
tariffing anymore.
because the King Charles came over, and now all of a sudden he removed the tax, the
That's all you have
tariff
to
on
do is just buddy
scotch.
up with them and then you turn it off.
Here's a
Well,
bill. I gave him a bill.
But I could see the king like, I love my Kentucky bourbon. I need it.
This car thing is because the German chancellor was nasty to him about Iran. And so now he's pulling troops out of Germany and he's going to tariff the cars.
Yeah. That's, by the way, that's how your economy should be run, based on who the president reads and likes. It should be. Yeah, the economy should just go back and forth based on how the president feels, what his mood is,
100%
about that company and that country and their industry. Everyone knows this. He went to. Didn't he go to Wharton? Did he go to Wharton?
He sure did.
Yeah, so
Top
I'm
of
sure
his
he
class.
learned
He
it there.
graduated top of his class.
Yeah, well, he did go to Wharton, and so I'm sure they taught him there that the economy should be run by the whims of one man. That's the best system. If a foreign leader says something that you don't like, raise the tariffs. That's I think that comes from the Austrian school of economics, I believe. Isn't that a Milton Friedman thing? You studied that stuff, Jared. Didn't that come from Milton Friedman?
100%.
Yeah, the idea that the best economies are just basically, if you get angry as a president, just tariff somebody. That's usually the best economic policy.
Just following the Ronald Reagan playbook.
That's right.
Also,
exactly
I thought
how.
you couldn't do that anymore.
Huh?
Just throw random tariffs around.
It depends on how he does it. He can't do it like that. What was it? Freedom Day, Liberty Day, whatever it was.
Liberation Day.
Liberation Day. He can't do it based on this sort of weird law from 1977. I don't even know if it was a law or an accord. I don't know what the hell it was, from Congress. He tried to stuff it in there. And that, when the Supreme Court said that this stuff isn't legal, what they meant was everything that was based on that. You can tariff based on other ways, or maybe you can try it and it'll take a little while to get to the Supreme Court and they'll decide. But the tariffs that are illegal right now, that there are people are getting refunds, or businesses are, it's all the tariffs that were justified by this one I can't remember, 1977.
It's like an emergency powers thing, right?
Yes, yeah. It says that the president can do extraordinary things, and he wanted to say that the emergency was that every president before him didn't do the job correctly or something like that. That's not what an emergency means.
Especially Lincoln.
Yeah, an emergency means right now we have an emergency, perhaps existential sort of situation.
How can any country do business with us in the future? Just
well,
knowing that agreements don't mean anything.
Right.
That some guy could come into office like, I don't care that you had those deals in place. I'm ripping them up.
Well, it's not supposed to be that way. Because first of all, and it would be more difficult if the Congress didn't stop doing their job a long time ago. You know, the reason that you can tear up the climate stuff and the original deal with Iran on nukes, I believe, is because they didn't get through Congress. You know, Republicans have been wanting to get rid of Obamacare since the first day that they heard about it, but it's a law. You know, when things go through Congress, then they become cemented. So what foreign leaders should think is, I'm not going to trust anything unless the treaty is ratified by Congress. Because then you can't change it on a whim. You can come in, you can campaign against it, and you can win, and it's still going to take some time and some hustle to get the law changed.
Yeah, the Kyoto thing gets changed every time the administration changes, depending on what party they belong to.
Because it's not, I imagine that's because there's no congressional underpinning, right? Yeah. You can just throw all these executive orders that Biden did, that Trump did them a million, then Biden got in there and he overturned them, and then Trump got in and he overturned the ones that Biden, and the next guy can do the same thing. If you do the hard work of law and congressional ratification, then guess what? You've done something, because it's going to be heavy lifting for the people who don't like it to get it out of there. So I think that some foreign leaders are just kind of crossing their fingers that this is an anomaly and this guy is unique and it's not going to happen again. But, yeah, you're right. Maybe why wouldn't they think, hey, maybe the American people will just throw somebody else up there who decides to tear everything up, you know? But you can only tear up the things that Congress decides not to get involved with. And so you got to blame Congress. Congress is like, it's worst. It's always held in low esteem, but it's lower than it's ever been. But still, one of the hardest things in the world is to beat an incumbent congressperson. Everybody loves their own. They hate the institution, but they love their own. I don't even know how many Americans are aware of the fact that all 435 seats in the House of Representatives are up every 2 years. You have the ability to turn the government right over every 2 years.
Yeah, and I got to research new candidate. I don't even know the candidate now, but
I just gave up and I don't vote. So I'm nobody to speak, right? I could be voting for somebody that I want, but there's nobody that I want. And if I see somebody that I want, then maybe I'll decide to go vote again. But I got tired of the lesser of two evils and all that kind of stuff. You're still living under evil. It's just lesser. How is that a better life? It's lesser. He's the lesser evil.
Don't you miss, though, going there and casting the ballot with hope? It's fun. It still is
Never
fun.
had that.
Who's Hope?
Yeah. I stopped having hope.
She's your vote doula.
Yeah,
oh,
Hope.
Okay.
She walks with me. She makes sure I don't collapse once I realize that the whole thing is fugazi.
You get your sticker, too. It's always nice to get your sticker.
No, I think that hope thing is just when you're young, you get to vote for the first time, maybe the
Yeah.
second time. You're like, oh, yeah, this is going to matter.
I lost hope
you
probably in my 40s when I realized, it's worse than usual. The last 30, 35 years of members of Congress have just been horrible. It's the reason we're in the situation we're in now. I mean, it's amazing the amount of debt that we have. There's a story today about, I think our debt is bigger than our GDP.
100% of our GDP. Yep.
It's 100% of our GDP, and we're all now that shouldn't we be living in like Shangri-La? I mean, if our debt is 100% of our GDP, shouldn't we just be living this wonderful life and we all have health care? But it's all the misery. You look around and everybody has the economic outlook for most Americans is very poor. And yet at the same time, it's all being financed at 100% of our gross domestic product. First time since World War II. Oh, except then we were fighting, wars in Europe and Asia at the same time. Europe and Japan. And that's why we got into debt. It took us to like 1970, I think, to completely get out of that debt. And now we're in it, not doing anything noble. Just borrowing and borrowing. It's ridiculous.
World War III will fix that, Eric.
Yeah.
Believe me.
And World War XI.
Yes. You would have thought World War XI would have cleared the runway for quite some time. All right, let's get one last check on the ride around 285 with our good buddy, Alex Williams.
That's right, Eric. Right now, we are cleaning up the ride around 285. Still some brake lights on that west side outer loop on 285 south from South Cobb Drive as you get down to I-20. Northbound a little sluggish, leaving Cascade. All that just trying to get up through the work zone on the I-20 westbound. And 285 eastbound, right lane still slow through Dunwoody and Dorville from Peachtree Boulevard with everybody trying to get onto I-85 northbound. What's I-20 looking like in DeKalb County, Isabella Rodriguez?
I-20 eastbound through DeKalb is moving well right now until you get to Wesley Chapel Road. From there, brake lights pick up and they stay with you towards Stonecrest. And on the westbound side, expect a slower ride from Lithonia Industrial Boulevard heading back towards 285. This report is sponsored by the Georgia Lottery. Tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is $20 million. Powerball players can win millions playing in-store or online at galottery.com. Only from the Georgia Lottery. Drawings every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. From the TrustSale.com Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Hey, you know WSB gets you around Atlanta with our Triple Team Traffic.
Now we've got $1,000 to fuel your ride. It's WSB's A Grand for Gas.
Listen for the keyword at 8, 10, 12, 2, and 5.
You'll have 30 minutes to enter that keyword at WSBRadio.com or the WSB Radio app.
One lucky listener wins a grand for gas. Your next chance to win is Monday morning at 8. WSB's A Grand for Gas. From the station that gets you where you want to go. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's free gas station.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate has always made selling your home easy, and we've updated our program to keep the most money in your pocket. First, we give you a guaranteed cash offer on your home, and you receive the cash up front immediately. We then set your list price, we put it on the market, and if we sell it for more than we gave you up front, we'll give you the difference back in cash. It's absolutely no risk to you, only upside. Why would you do business with anybody else? It's the absolute best way to sell your home in today's market.
Summer is almost here, and let's be real, your house looks like it's been hiding under a pile of pollen, doesn't it? Just like mine in that dirty driveway. Ooh, not fooling anybody either. That's why I called Wise Guys Pro Wash. They gave me a quote, showed up the next day, and bam, clean house, sparkling patio, and a deck I actually want to sit on. With more than 2,000 5-star Google reviews, Wise Guys is the only company I trust to get my home summer ready. Mention me, Chris Chandler, and get $70 off your next service. Book now at wiseguysprowash.com.
Why is Channel 2 Action News Georgia's #1 morning news? Mike Shields and Triple Team Traffic. Hundreds of cameras, crash and construction warnings, the best alternate routes. Join us, Channel 2 Action News this morning, starting at 4:30.
I'm Channel 2's George Estevez. When stories break, they unfold in real time. We have multiple reporters live in your neighborhood, so when it matters most, you know how it affects your family. Channel 2 Action News every day at 4, 5, and 6.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorney.
You want to know why you should call the accident attorneys at Sweet James if you're hurt in a crash? Check this out. Sweet James' client, riding his motorcycle on the freeway. Car crossed into his lane, knocked him off his bike. His accident left him with fractures and spinal injuries, needing multiple surgeries. He called Sweet James. Here's what happened next. The attorneys at Sweet James stepped in, fought back, and delivered a win of $2.25 million. They can't guarantee the outcome. Results vary, but experience matters. If you're hurt in a wreck, call the accident attorneys at Sweet James for a free case review at 800-9-million, 800-900-0000, and sweetjames.com. Pay nothing until they win.
Just call Sweet James at 1-800-9-million. Just call Sweet James, your accident attorneys.
Relax and let Kroger Delivery handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then carefully pack your order in our refrigerated trucks. And our cool trucks keep your food fresh right to your door. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Delivery. Get free delivery during online deal days, plus $30 off your first online order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hi, I'm Kevin Deutsch, General Manager at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. I want to personally invite you to come by and see why we won the prestigious Lexus Elite Award. Experience amazing at Butler Lexus of South Atlanta and give us a call today at 1-800-NEW-LEXUS.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Congratulations to Alex Leach of Roswell. Won 2 tickets to see Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer Band on Saturday, July 18th at Synovus Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Here's some good economic news to end the week with. Apparently, the market for gum and mints is going up. And so the companies behind them are very good. And they say the reason that they're going up is because we've all heard about Ozempic face and Ozempic butt. But now there's something called Ozempic breath. Apparently, bad breath, according to Yahoo Life, bad breath is a common side effect of GLP-1 diabetes and weight loss drugs like Ozempic. And this is why. They slow digestion. That causes food to linger and ferment in the stomach. Bacterial fermentation produces hydrogen sulfide gas and those icky sulfur burps. Did you get sulfur burps when you were on the Monjaro there?
No,
Autumn?
I did not.
You did not.
Sulfur burps.
What?
Yeah, what is a sulfur burp? It's just, what is it? It's like
well, it
salty.
smells like you farted from your mouth. Is what
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it was never like that.
You know,
Okay,
you know what's
very good.
revealing?
Did you get, let me ask you this. It's also, you can get a, what is it? A distinct fruity, sweet, or metallic odor in your mouth. Did you experience that at all?
No.
Wow. You're an Ozempic. You're what's known as a Ozempic freak. Patient
I told you when I
Outlier.
was trying to build up my breast milk, I was taking some fenugreek, I think, and it was making my armpit smell like curry, and it was amazing.
Oh, look at that! Isn't that, some people maybe
It was
it's kinda pleasant.
delicious.
Honey, why don't you lick my armpits anymore? I don't understand.
I'm hungry.
Because I'm full, basically. I'm full.
Yeah.
All right, that music is telling us 2 things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. And we've decided, we're going to take that, and we're going to go have ourselves a weekend. We hope you have a great weekend. Shelley Winter is up next. He's got a great radio show for you, as usual. We're going to return Monday, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on your journey. Do not piss off the genie.